In this moment, let us pause together. Imagine you are sitting on a gentle streambank, the soft sounds of water flowing nearby, cradled by nature's embrace. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale the air, fill your lungs, nourishing you, and then let it go, releasing any tension, any weight that you carry. Allow your senses to awaken to the world around you, the rustle of leaves in a soft breeze, the warmth of sunlight filtering through the trees. Here, in this stillness, you are invited to explore the flow of your own experience, to meet each moment with an open heart and a quiet mind. Let us journey together. Imagine, if you will, a clear afternoon in a kitchen filled with sunlight. The sunbeams dance against the walls, creating patches of light that sway gently with the breeze. You'll find yourself standing before a sink, half filled with warm, soapy water, surface glistening with tiny bubbles like scattered stars upon a celestial sea. Your hands dip into the water, embracing its warmth, a soothing balm against the world's. Hurry. As you slide your fingers through the liquid, the sensations awaken. You notice the softness of the sponge as it kisses the plates, cradling them like cherished memories. Each dish holds a story of meals shared, laughter exchanged, and moments savored. As you lift a plate from the water, you hear the soft chiming of porcelain against porcelain, a gentle symphony of sound that resonates in the quiet of the room. The air is fragrant not from cleaning products, but from whatever culinary endeavors they have witnessed. The scent of time lingers faintly, an echo of yesterday's warmth, mingling with the soap's fresh aroma, a reminder of everything that has come before now. As you begin to scrub, feel the texture beneath the sponge's slight grit, the remnants of a meal. Breathe in, breathe out. With each motion, allow your mind to settle on this simple act. Notice how the rhythm of scrubbing mirrors the natural cadence of your breath, each stroke drawing in a sense of calm. Each rinse, washing away distractions. You focus your attention on the way the water embraces the plate, spiraling around edges like a gentle stream winding through a lush valley. The sound of water leaving the plate, gentle splatters as you rinse, a soft pitter-patter against the sink. Like rain kissing the earth, with each plate you release into the drying rack. Allow yourself to watch the droplets cling tantalizingly, then splay out, sparkling in the sunlight. Each drop is a moment, a piece of your experience, hanging suspended in time before it slides away and becomes part of the larger whole. You settle into the rhythm of the task, a soft orchestra of water, sponge, and air inviting mindfulness into every nook and cranny of your being. A thought drifts by. The world is often cluttered, filled with the noise of expectation and urgency. Here, in this moment, all that exists is the simple truth of washing dishes. And as you scrub your way through that stack, you sense how the act becomes a meditational dance of presence. Each movement is imbued with intention, and with each dish, release any tightness that might linger within you. Let it flow down the drain, relieved of judgment and concern, washing away into the unknown. Occasionally, thoughts will drift in, a fleeting worry about tomorrow, or a lingering frustration from earlier in the day. When this happens, gently acknowledge them as you would waves lapping at your feet on the shore. And then turn your focus back to the warm water, to the gentle scrubbing of dish after dish. Here and now, in this moment, you can simply be. A fork sparkles in the sunlight as you give it a final rinse, a humble companion to the plates. There's beauty in its simplicity. It's the culinary tools of our lives. Sich, one a reminder of nourishment, connection, and sustenance as you stack the clean dishes. A sense of accomplishment swells within you, not merely from the completion of a chore, but from the presence you have brought to it. You pause for a moment to admire your handiwork. The drying rack is filled with glistening results of your effort, the remnants of your day transformed into something new and fresh. Outside, the song of birds trills joyously, piercing through the gentle bubbling of water. The breeze carries with it whispers of the world beyond, perhaps a child's laughter, a dog's bark, the rustle of trees. You sink into the sounds, acknowledging how they enrich your solitude. These are reminders that life moves on, weaving through layers of existence, even in this moment of domestic tranquility. As you turn off the water, you do so slowly, intending to close that chapter of your day mindfully. The last little drops tumble carelessly towards the drain, reminding you of the fluid nature of everything that is, that was, and that will be. You wipe your hands on a kitchen towel, the fabric soft against your skin, and gaze around your kitchen field. Now, with serenity, an oasis birthed from a simple act. Letting out a subtle sigh of contentment, you stand in the awareness of the moment, a tangible sense of stillness settling like dust from an old book, finding rest on its pages in a quiet library. You have woven a thread of mindfulness throughout the fabric of your day. This small experience of washing dishes may seem ordinary, yet it is imbued with the extraordinary essence of being fully present. Complexity dissolves into simplicity, and chaos yields to calm. As you take one last look around the quiet space, you may carry this sense of calm with you, an anchor in the gentle ebb and flow of life's currents. The act of washing the dishes may end, but the awareness lingers, a reminder that stillness can be found in the most mundane tasks, turning the ordinary into moments of deep connection and peace. And perhaps, as you move on to the next part of your day, you will carry with you the whisper of the water, the essence of presence, wherever the tides of life may lead. In this moment, take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and exhale gently, releasing any tension that may linger in your body. Allow your senses to awaken to the world around you. Notice the sounds, distant bird song, the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze, or perhaps the gentle hum of everyday life just outside your window. This is your time to be present, to immerse yourself in the richness of the now. Let your mind settle like a leaf upon a still pond, and as you do, allow yourself to enter the story of the simple yet profound act of washing dishes. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm, golden glow that spilled through the kitchen window, painting the room in hues of amber and honey. In the heart of the home, where the air was filled with the lingering scent of rosemary and thyme, a woman stood by the sink, her hands submerged in warm, soapy water. The clinking of glasses echoed softly as her fingers grazed the surface of each dish while the bubbles danced lightly around her wrists. She took a moment to pause, feeling the transformative warmth of the water envelop her hands. It was a simple task, washing dishes, but in that moment, it unfolded with a sense of quiet grace. Each plate had its story, the chaos of the dinner table, laughter shared over shared meals, the tidy aftermath of a life well lived. As she lifted a bowl from the sudsy depths, she felt a sense of connection to each piece, each a vessel of memory. With each dish, she allowed herself to fully experience the sensations. The slip of porcelain against her fingers, cool and smooth, contrasted beautifully with the warmth of the well-worn sponge. She squeezed, releasing a cascade of bubbles that floated lazily, ascending toward the ceiling as if celebrating their new freedom. The sound of gentle splashes filled the silence, accompanied by the soft gurgle of water sliding down the drains. Each sound was a note in an unplanned symphony, reminding her that even in the most mundane moments, life was always in motion. The rhythm of her task became a dance, one that beckoned her to be present. She found her mind wandering. Thoughts of tomorrow's tasks and yesterday's concerns threatened to pull her away like a tide. But she gently brought her focus back to the here and now. She smiled softly at her reflection in the glass of the window, a mirrored image of serenity that suggested she too could find calm amidst the swirling currents of life. Looking out, she noticed the leaves swaying gently in the breeze. They formed a beautiful green tapestry against the soft, blue sky an invitation to slow down and breathe. The connection between her task and the world outside deepened as the sun's rays filtered into the kitchen, illuminating the streams of bubbles like tiny stars trapped within her soapy universe. As she meticulously rinsed each item, she employed a keen sense of awareness. The water cascaded over a fork, making tiny rivulets that sparkled in the golden light. She brought the fork up to her eye level, marveling at the contrast of the shiny silver against the frothy white of the soap. She could almost hear a whisper rising from the fork, a story of meals shared, laughter, and nourishment. Each dish became a reminder of the abundance in her life, of moments filled with connection, love, and care. In that quiet afternoon, the house murmured softly around her, the rhythmic ticking of a clock, the faint rustle of a newspaper being turned, the distant sound of children playing outside. She began to notice the subtle scents lingering in her kitchen, the aromatic traces of garlic and olive oil intertwined with the delicate freshness of soap. Each inhale felt grounding, inviting her to fully inhabit her body, a vessel of experience in the midst of life's everyday magic. And then there it was, hovering just at the edge of her awareness, a fleeting moment of clarity for a heartbeat. She understood that this act of washing dishes was not just a chore. It was an opportunity to practice mindfulness, a chance to embrace the present with all its richness. In her heart, she felt a warm glow of gratitude for the ordinary, for this unremarkable yet extraordinary moment where life and the universe met. As she piled the last of the clean dishes into the drying rack, she savored the sound of water pattering gently against the sink. It was a reminder of the cyclical nature of life, the wash and rinse of experiences that ebbed and flowed. The dishes were clean, now shining vessels that would soon be filled again with warmth and love. She paused for a moment, gazing out of the window where the sky was beginning to transition into shades of orange and lavender. The day was drawing to a close, but in that kitchen, time seemed to still. She felt a deep-seated peace washing over her, as if she, too, was being cleaned by the act of being fully present. Each breath she took brought with it a sense of renewal, a gentle reminder that life, with all its layers, was a treasure to be unwrapped moment by moment. Her heart swelled with an undeniable truth as she stood there, dripping suds and a contented smile she felt woven into the fabric of the world around her. In the simplest act of washing dishes, she had discovered the beauty of mindfulness, the power of presence, and the profound stillness that resides within us all, waiting to be uncovered through the gift of attention. As you bring your awareness back to the present moment, let the essence of this story linger like the gentle notes of a lullaby. Know that within each mundane task lies an opportunity for connection, a path to mindfulness. Embrace the simplicity of now, where each breath is a reminder of the beauty of being alive. Hold on to this sense of peace as you step back into the world, grounded in the stillness that resides within, ready to engage with life in all its cycles and moments of grace. In a world alive with constant movement, pause for a moment to acknowledge the stillness that cradles the space around you. Close your eyes gently, if it feels comfortable, and take a deep breath. Inhale the scent of the air, rich with stories of the day, and as you exhale, let today's concerns drift like leaves on a quiet stream. Allow this moment to unfold gently and gracefully, inviting you into the landscape of your breath, the gentle rhythm of life itself. With each breath, feel the fabric of the now enveloping you, a warm embrace guiding you into presence. On an ordinary Tuesday morning, the sun began its dance with the horizon, casting a soft golden hue through the kitchen window, spilled across the table, illuminating small dust motes that fluttered lazily in the air, each one a tiny vessel of time caught in a beam of light. Jessica stood at the sink, her hands submerged in warm, soapy water, embarking on what many might see as a mundane chore. Yet, in this moment, washing the dishes transformed into a sanctuary of presence, a sacred ritual of simplicity. The faint sound of water gurgling as it cascaded from the faucet harmonized with the delicate clink of plates and utensils, forming a gentle symphony of everyday life. Jessica took a breath, her gaze softening as she lifted a porcelain plate, its surface smudged with the traces of last night's dinner, remnants of laughter, love, and nourishment. The warmth of the water enveloped her hands, a soothing balm that invited her to ground herself in this primal act of care as she worked. She noticed the way the water danced against the plate, the small droplets clinging like glistening jewels before surrendering to gravity with soft plinks. Each sound echoed in the kitchen, a reminder of the storm of thoughts that often rushed through her mind, the errands, the ever-present buzz of life's demands. But here, she chose not to engage. Instead, she observed, as if her thoughts were clouds floating by in an endless blue sky. With each plate she washed, Jessica immersed herself deeper into a world that was rich with texture, color, and sensation. The smoothness of the ceramic, once rough around the edges with remnants of food, was now transformed, reflecting the sunlight cascading through the window. She felt a profound connection to this vessel, realizing that like herself, it too carried stories its journey from the table to the sink, and soon back again. Whole and renewed, her mind drifted softly to her grandmother, who had once washed dishes in the same kitchen, singing softly to herself a melody that floated through the air, like the scent of fresh-baked bread. "You've got to treat each dish like it's wrapped in love," her grandmother would say, her voice a gentle caress. Jessica smiled, conjuring that image. She could almost hear the soft notes of a familiar tune. Suddenly, the act of washing transformed. It's not merely a task, but a tapestry of memories woven through the fabric of the present. As she placed the final dish on the drying rack, Jessica felt a sense of completion. She noticed how the gentle steam rose, enveloping her face with warmth, much like a comforting hug. She allowed her shoulders to drop, releasing the tension that had unknowingly built up during the morning's bustle. There was an exquisite beauty in allowing herself to simply be and feeling each moment without rushing to the next dot. As she rinsed the suds from her hands, droplets glided down her fingers, catching the light and refracting it into tiny rainbows that danced upon the countertops. Each drop was a reminder of impermanence, fleeting moment of joy, a glimpse into the beauty of now, easily overlooked in the rush of days. Time felt both suspended and fluid, each second expanding like a heartbeat, inviting her to breathe in deeply, to recognize the miracle of existence. Looking out the window, she saw the garden awakening. Morning light kissed the petals, a symphony of colors bustling in a gentle breeze. There were bees darting between blossoms, gathering nectar, embodying pure presence in their fuzzy, determined movements. Jessica's heart swelled at the sight. Yes, life was endlessly moving, often chaotic and unpredictable, yet overflowing with wisdom in the stillness of each blossoming moment. Finished with her chore, Jessica turned off the faucet, the water retreating like a whisper into silence. She lingered for a heartbeat longer, stepping back from the sink and taking a moment to simply stand in stillness, a quiet witness to the stirring life within and around her. A soft sigh escaped her lips, a release of gratitude for the smallness of her experience, cradled within the vastness of existence. In that kitchen, place so often overlooked, she had engaged in a dance with awareness, discovering life in the ordinary rhythm of washing dishes. It was a reminder that in each gesture, in every breath, one could find a path toward presence, and invitation to turn the mundane into the magnificent. And so, as you breathe into this moment, may you carry with you the gentle reminder to find beauty in the ordinary, to embrace the whispers of water, in the soft pulse of the present. In each moment of stillness, you too can uncover the richness of being alive, unearthing the peace that dwells within the simple act of just being. Let it cradle you as you step back into your day, a floating feeling of calm wrapped around you, like the softest blanket on a quiet evening. In the gentle embrace of now, allow your breath to flow in and out, like the soft rise and fall of waves upon the shore. Each inhale a gift, each exhale a release, inviting stillness to envelop you. Let the world around you fade and feel the spaciousness of this moment expand within. As thoughts drift by like clouds, acknowledge them with kindness and return to the rhythm of your breath. Now, settle into the heart of this simple story, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and presence takes root. It was early morning, and the air outside was laced with dew, each drop shimmering like a tiny jewel in the gentle light of dawn. The sun, just beginning to peek over the horizon, painted the sky in hues of soft lavender and warm gold. Inside the small home, the kitchen awaited, full of the remnants of yesterday's meals, a collection of plates, glasses, and silverware, awaiting their transformation. As you step into the kitchen, the coolness of the tile beneath your bare feet stirs a quiet awakening in your body. The soft hum of the refrigerator is a comforting backdrop, a reminder that life carries on with its own gentle insistence. There is a ritual here, an everyday dance with water and soap, a moment to connect with the simplicity of chores, the warm embrace of almost familiar hands around a sponge. You draw a breath, a deep, intentional inhale, allowing your lungs to fill with the crisp scent of the morning, tinged lightly with the aroma of last night's dinner, mingling with the freshness of the day. Tucking your hair behind your ear, you reach for the faucet, the cold metal cool against your fingertips. As you twist the knob, the water awakens, gurgling into life, then flowing, cascade, spilling over the sink like a gentle stream. You watch as the water gathers into a pool, rippling softly. Each droplet drips with purpose, a small offering to the tasks ahead. You gather a plate, its surface still bearing the remnants of laughter and sharing. With the sponge in hand, you dip it into the warm, soapy embrace of the water, and a few bubbles rise, dancing lightly in the air before they pop, leaving behind the sweet scent of citrus and renewal. As you begin to wash, the warm water glides over your hands, wrapping you in its gentle embrace. Each scrape of the sponge creates a soothing sound, a rhythmic scrubbing that echoes in the quiet of the morning, pulling you deeper into the moment. The texture of the plate beneath your fingers is cool and smooth, yet now infused with warmth from the water. And as you cleanse, you find yourself focusing on the simple act of being present, and this tasky stroke of the sponge becomes a gesture of care. Thoughts come and go, flitting in like the light streaming through the window, illuminating the space around you. A thought about the day's responsibilities drifts in, but you don't cling to it. You allow it to float away, like a feather on the wind, redirecting your attention back to the soothing rhythm of your movement scrub. Rinse, set aside. Each dish becomes a canvas upon which you paint with the soft waves of your intention. Intention to be here, engaged with every detail of the experience. The water envelops your hands, a baptism of sorts, washing away not just food remnants but distractions, worries about the future, and regrets of the past. Each moment is a stepping stone, moving you deeper into presence as you pick up a glass. Its curved form is cold and slightly slick. The sunlight refracts through it, creating dancing patterns on the counter. You pause, captivated by the simple beauty of light playing upon glass. These small moments of glass, a dish, are treasures waiting to be seen, each reflecting a slice of life vivid in its clarity. With the mind's chatter settling, You begin to hear the sounds around you more clearly, the soft drip of water off the sink's edge, the distant call of a bird flitting through trees, each note a part of the symphony of morning. There's a feeling of connection, like a thread weaving through all life, binding you to the day, sprouting anew outside. The sponge glides across the surfaces, leaving trails of foam in its wake, the simplicity of cleaning offering insights that are profound yet soft, revealing the interconnectedness of things. Each glass and plate washed is a small victory, a contribution to the world, your world in this moment. You glance out the window, watching as a squirrel dances along the branch of a nearby tree, its tiny paws leaping with the light, fully absorbed in its world. This joyful creature invites you to remember the importance of play, of freedom in the simplest of actions, such deliberation in your intentions, yet an invitation to lightness. It's a beautiful paradox, this washing and watching, where you can be both dedicated and free. The final dish. The sink is now a pool of quiet, still water, a quiet reflection of all that has come before it. You take a moment to simply breathe, to soak in the accomplishment of presence, of attention in the midst of the mundane. You dry your hands on the towel, feeling the soft fabric against your skin, a reminder of warmth and care that envelops not just plates, but your spirit as well. With each action, you have engaged not just in washing dishes, but in a meditation on the present. You found roots in stillness, branches in awareness. The small kitchen, with its soft sounds and gestures of toil, has become a sacred space. And as you step back, glancing at the shining plates, now resting neatly, you feel a smile pull at the corners of your mouth, not for the completed task, but for the realization that in this moment, you have lived fully. As you leave the kitchen, pause for just a moment. Take a breath and let it out slowly. Allow the warmth of the water, the softness of the sponge, and the simplicity of each movement to settle within you. Life, like this dishwashing ritual, invites moments to be taken in deeply. A reminder that in the ordinary lies the extraordinary. With gratitude, carry this stillness into the unfolding day, knowing that each moment you touch can hold a whisper of peace, waiting for you to listen. As you take a moment to tune in to your breath, feel the life that flows through you like a gentle stream in a sunlit glade. Inhale and let the air fill your lungs, imagining it as a warm embrace. Exhale softly, releasing any tensions or thoughts that cling like shadows. Allow yourself to settle into this space, a sanctuary of stillness where the present moment unfolds like the petals of a flower. It is here, in this serene pause, that we invite a story to take shape, a simple offering, drawn from the fabric of our everyday lives. It was a quiet afternoon, the kind that drapes the world in a soft glow, inviting stillness and reflection. The sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting dancing patterns upon the worn wooden countertop. For the moment, time seemed to slow, allowing the ordinary to breathe. Maya stood at the sink, the deep porcelain basin filled with warm, soapy water. The familiar rhythm of dishwashing was a dance, a sacred ritual performed in solitude. As she submerged her hands into the bubbly water, she felt the warmth envelop her fingers, the sensation a welcome contrast to the cool air in the room. She picked up a plate, its surface glazed with a constellation of remnants from lunch. With each gentle scrub, she brought her attention to the smooth texture of the dish, to the sound of the ceramic against the sponge, one soft, rhythmic swish at a time. The water whispered as it splashed, singing a low note that reverberated in the quiet of the afternoon. Maya leaned closer, inhaling the subtle scent of the dish soap, a mix of lemon and tranquility. It filled the space, mingling with the air around her, turning the mundane into something sacred. As she stood there, she noticed an inclination to drift away into thoughts, a list of tasks. the noise of the outside world, the worries that often crowded her mind. But in that moment, she chose to stay. She carved out a pocket of stillness, just for herself, focusing back on the plate. She noticed how the suds glimmered like tiny stars, reflecting the sunlight that streamed in. Each plate that emerged from the water was not just a plate. It became a canvas on which mindfulness was painted. She rinsed it under the faucet, feeling the water cascade over her fingertips, washing away the remnants of lunch as easily as it washed away distractions. Time swayed as she moved from plate to fork to mug. Each item spoke to her: fork with a gentle curve, a mug that held the warmth of morning tea. In that moment of presence, they were not just utensils. They were tokens of life lived, each with its own story of nourishment and warmth shared around the table. Each clink of porcelain, each splash of water became a mantra, a gentle reminder to remain anchored in the now. She was not just washing dishes, she was dancing with mindfulness, discovering depth in the simplicity of the task at hand. With each passing moment, her surroundings faded away, and there was only the sound of water and the touch of warmth. In a fleeting moment, she glanced outside. The garden was vibrant, a tapestry of colors painted by the hands of time. She noticed a single butterfly flit from flower to flower, its delicate wings moving with a grace that drew her attention. For just a heartbeat, the fleeting nature of life fell into perspective, each moment as brief and beautiful as the flutter of those wings. Returning her focus to the sink, Maya took a breath, noticing the air filling her lungs once more. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the mundane, for the heartbeats drumming steady in her chest, for the sacredness of simple tasks performed with love. The dishes began to shine, their surfaces reflecting not only the sunlight, but her willingness to be present, to engage fully with the now. With each passing dish, she began to rise, buoyed on a wave of awareness. She watched her thoughts like clouds passing across the sky of her mind, some dark, some light, without judgment, simply observing. This too shall pass, she thought, as she allowed unhelpful worries to drift away. Much like the soap bubbles that floated gently upward before disappearing, the last dish emerged from the warm wash, a glistening finish illuminating the small kitchen. Maya placed it carefully on the drying rack, each movement mindful and intentional, as though planting seeds of peace into the ground of her soul. She stepped back, surveying her work, the small mountain of clean dishes, sparkling like fresh snow on a bright morning. In that moment of completion, she felt a wave of contentment wash over her. It was not in the act of finishing that she found peace, but in every loving moment spent in the process. In each pulse of breath woven into the fabric of her day, Maya began to dry her hands on a towel, feeling the soft cotton against her skin, a gentle reminder to embrace the texture of life, both the smooth and the rough. As she folded the towel, she recalled the butterfly, that fleeting beauty, dancing through the air, and a knowing settled in. Just like those delicate wings, life was ephemeral, yet profoundly rich in its simplicity. With a quiet heart, Maya made her way to the window, looking out at the garden once more. The butterfly was gone, but the flowers continued to sway gently in the breeze, a soft undulation that echoed the rhythm of her breath. In this moment, she understood the truth of being present amidst the chaos, amidst the stillness. There was beauty to be found everywhere as you step back from this humble tale of washing dishes. Let it remind you of the beauty that lies in every ordinary moment. Each task, each breath is an opportunity to anchor yourself in the now. In the simple act of being, we find our place in the fabric of existence. This sense of presence with you, just as Maya did, allowing the whispers of water and light to guide you home to your heart, to your breath, to the unending grace of simply being. In this moment, allow yourself to arrive fully, here and now. Breathe in deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then exhale slowly, releasing all that does not serve you in this time. Let the world around you come into focus, the gentle sounds of life whispering in your ear. Each breath is an invitation to settle into the fabric of the present, to unfurl the edges of your mind and embrace the sensations of your body, each heartbeat, each pulse. As we embark on a simple journey together, let your thoughts float by like clouds in a clear sky, and prepare to immerse yourself in the everyday miracle of being alive. Once upon a morning, the sun stretching lazily over the horizon, a soul found themselves in the soft glow of their kitchen. The faint hum of the city outside was a steady rhythm, like an old song you know by heart, comforting and familiar. Here, in this small space filled with simple objects, a ritual awaited washing. The dishes, the sink, an unassuming basin was filled with remnants of the night before, the scattered remnants of intimacy, laughter, and fullness. Plates stacked like small stories, each one a testament to a meal shared, laughter echoed, or a quiet moment taken. Hints of rosemary and garlic clung stubbornly to their surfaces, while a glass, half-mooned in silver splendor, caught the morning light like a gem. Gently, the soul rolled up their sleeves, the fabric whispering against warm skin, and turned on the tap. Water flowed, crystalline and alive, cupping their hands like a gift. As it danced over the porcelain, it sang a sweet song, of melody, of purity, of transformation. Each droplet, a tiny universe in itself, glistened and reflected the world, welcoming the soul to release the need for anything beyond this moment. With the first dish, a simple white plate, they began. The sponge felt cool, nestled in the palm of their hand, the texture contrasting with the smoothness of the plate. As the soapy water lathered and enveloped, the mind began to wander. Yet, as thoughts drifted like autumn leaves, they gently guided their awareness back to the task at hand. The sensation of the sponge gliding over the surface became a meditation. The rhythm of the scrubbing, the bubbles forming and bursting, unfurling like little bursts of joy. These small events combined to create a profound sense of connectivity. The scent of the dish soap filled the air, a sweet, clean aroma evoking memories of childhood, cues bustling with laughter and warmth. As they focused, the outside world faded slightly. The chirp of birds floated through the open window, mingling with the distant honking of a car and the soft whistle of the wind. Each sound became a note in a symphony, a gentle reminder of life's ongoing orchestra. With every breath, the soul inhaled this music, feeling it weave its way into their being, grounding them further in the singular act of washing. Another plate, a bowl with remnants of last night's soup, awaited. The warmth of its ceramic, cradled in their hands, sparked a flicker of gratitude for nourishment, for sustenance, for the comfort of home. With gentle strokes, the sponge worked away the remnants of the meal, a reminder of impermanence. What was once whole was now transformed into cleanliness, a thought brushed by life to head its cycles. Moments embraced and moments released. The bowls and plates mirrored experiences, gathered together, shared, and eventually washed away. The rituals of tidying up reflected the inner landscape, clearing away the clutter of a busy mind. One surface at a time. Suddenly, a tapping sound rippled through the air, a soft drumming at the window. A gentle rain had begun. A silver mist that kissed the earth filled the air with fresh scent and danced on the leaves as the rhythm filled the space, echoing the movements in the sink. There was an exquisite alignment of flow between inside and outside, the soul and the universe. Water poured through a cracked open window, as if inviting the elements in. Each dish rinsed felt like an offering to the morning's soft embrace. Each drop that cascading vibrantly clung to their hands was a small reminder of the beauty in the simple act of being alive. Moving on to cutlery. The spoon reflected a spark of light, and for a flicker, they looked closer, seeing the tiny universe. Caught within its surface mirrored reflections of the kitchen, the soul, the world, all there in one small object. It invited a smile, recognition of the treasures nestled within the ordinary, while the dishes continued to fill the sink. A thought emerged. How often do we rush through the mundane, yearning for something more? Here, in this moment, it was about embracing the immediate ritual, the quiet, the flow of water and suds, the simplicity of existence, as the final dish found its place in the drying rack. The soul stood for a moment, noticing the fresh scents mingling in the kitchen, the remnants of soap and the soft cloud of damp air. They took a deep breath, allowing the sensations to fill their being, a sense of gratitude washing over them, a lightness emerging amidst the stillness. And there, in the afterglow of the simple act of washing, an understanding began to settle. Like the stillness outside after the rain, life is both intricate and serene, both hectic and calm. All that exists tends to ripple outward, quietly touching all parts of life, waiting patiently for us to embrace it. As you come back to this present moment, allow your breath to guide you. Reflect on the beauty wrapped in the ordinary, a gentle reminder that each moment teems with potential and simplicity. It's like washing a dish. Life's fullness can be uncovered when we slow down, pay attention, and allow ourselves to be present, revealing the stillness of drops awaiting to teach us something profound. In the soft folds of the morning, as the sun stretches its golden arms across the horizon, we find ourselves enveloped in a moment that asks nothing of us but to simply be. Allow your breath to settle, each inhale a gentle invitation to the present, and each exhale a release of the past. In this shared stillness, let's open ourselves to the world just as it is, grounded in this moment, with curiosity and kindness. We invite the everyday miracles to reveal themselves, whispering their stories in quiet tones, stories not of grand gestures, but of the profound beauty found in the ordinary. Imagine, if you will, the kitchen nestled in the heart of a modest home. Morning light pours in, casting intricate shadows that dance across the countertops, while the soft hum of a kettle awakens the serenity of the space. Today, it is your turn to wash the dishes, an act both simple and profound, a ritual that connects you to the very essence of being alive. You approach the sink, feeling the coolness of the porcelain against your fingertips. With a mindful breath, you turn on the faucet. The sound of rushing water fills the air, a soothing symphony that speaks of its journey from the sky to your home. Allow yourself to really listen to this luminous cascade as it intertwines with the silence around you, creating a melody just for you. As the water flows, you witness its clarity, each droplet catching the light, sparkling like little stars in a transient universe. With a temperature just right, you place your hands beneath the stream, feeling the refreshing sensation against your skin. It's invigorating, this act of cleansing, as warmth seeps into your fingers, inviting you to let go of tension and to just be. Now you reach for the first plate, its surface smooth and cool. As you submerge it in the water, you can hear the gentle splashing, a rhythmic heartbeat in the stillness of the morning. The soap glides over the plate, creating a frothy lather that rises like soft clouds. Notice how your mind may sway. Thoughts of yesterday may drift in and out. Reminders of what lies ahead linger at the edges. Gently allow them to float by, like leaves carried away on a stream, without clinging to any of them. Washing each dish, each cup, you tune in to the sensations surrounding you. The fragrant smell of lemon-scented soap reaches your nose, mingling with the clean scent of fresh water. You can feel the warmth of the sun increasing on your back as it rises higher, an embrace from the day. Each stroke of your hands against the plates becomes intentional, a practice in presence. With each dish, you can explore the imperfections. A small chip on an edge here, a fading design there. A history speaks in whispers, reminders of meals shared, laughter echoed, and even tears shed. You honor these stories as you cleanse them, a pact between you and the lifetimes they have witnessed. Each dish transforms from the residue of meals past into a gleaming emblem of renewal, poised to serve again. And then the kitchen begins to fill with sound, the gentle clinking of dishes as they join together in the drying rack. A soft symphony bearing witness to each moment you share. Take a second to appreciate this harmony, the rhythm of water, the sweetness of soap, natsu, and the resonance of dishes dancing lightly in their place. Your hands slip titillatingly through the water, a tea, and you draw your consciousness to the feel of the warmth against your palms, the persistence of bubbles as they froth and float towards the surface. Lean into the sensation, letting an exquisite stillness envelop you. Each touch is a reminder that you are alive, here and now. After some time, you pause, your hands lazily cradling a fragile cup. The light refracts through its delicate porcelain, scattering little rainbows across the counter. You feel the gentleness in your touch, as if cradling an unspoken wish. In this very moment, you find beauty in fragility, the acknowledgement that every piece holds the capacity for shattering, and yet, here it is with you, safe within your grasp. Slowly, you place it beside its companions, noticing how they stand, in quiet order, a community of their own. In this gathering, differences and similarities coexist, a collective testament to their journeys, much like ours. They remind you, with a silent elegance, that connection exists in the spaces between, in the unvoiced understanding of the beauty that life weaves between hearts. You wash the final dish, a steaming bowl that cradled the day's nourishment. As you lift it from the water, you feel its warmth imbue your hands, a momentary exchange between maker and served. It's as though you are holding the essence of experience, the meal that nourished not just the body, but the spirit. A breath dances through you, expanding, reminding you to inhale deeply once more the gift of life. The richness of the ordinary. Now you turn off the faucet. The water slows to silence, as though the world holds its breath alongside you. The kitchen sits still, the air humming softly with the lingering warmth of quiet reprieve after work well done. You allow your eyes to wander over the gleaming dishes, each one a small treasure, reflecting the sunlight streaming in, filled with the promise of simplicity. In this moment, there is no rush to wipe them dry. Instead, you let them bask in the light, just as you are doing. And so, with a heart full of gratitude, you step back from the sink, your body relaxed, your spirit at ease. There is a profundity to this practice, a lesson in every drop of water, every rise and fall of the breath. Within the mundane, there exists the sacred. The act of washing dishes becomes more than a chore. It transforms into a celebration of life, a gentle reminder that presence can blossom in the most unsuspecting corners of our days. As you step away from the sink, allow this experience to settle within you, a soft echo of awareness that lingers, as gentle as the fading sunlight. With each breath, remind yourself that life invites you always to engage in the present of the water, the dishes, the warmth against your skin. Here lies the gift of everyday moments, woven delicately through your heart, an invitation to return whenever you might need. But in the stillness of water, find your own peace, for it is always within reach. In this moment, take a breath, inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, hold it for a heartbeat, and then gently release, noticing how the breath flows in and out like the soft waves of a distant tide. Allow your body to relax into the space around you, feeling the weight of your presence in this very moment. As we embark on this journey, let your mind settle like leaves drifting on the surface of a quiet pond, surrendering your thoughts to the gentle sway of the water. Here, we embrace the now, where time seems to stretch, and everything else begins to fade away. A crisp autumn morning awakens the world outside, the sun spilling golden light through the window as it filters past the trees, their leaves a kaleidoscope of russet and amber, rustling softly in the breeze. In a modest kitchen, illuminated by this gentle glow, a woman named Clara takes a moment before the day unfolds. She stands before the sink, a mountain of dishes waiting for her, each plate and cup a small island in a sea of warm, soapy water. Clara rolls up her sleeves and observes the scene before her, the delicate dance of sunlight as it catches the bubbles that begin to form. They rise, shimmering like tiny stars, each one reflecting a moment, a thought, a memory. She breathes in, drawing the scent of citrus from the dish soap, invigorating and fresh, and lets out a sigh that speaks of the day's tasks, the expectations she carries. Yet in this space, the world feels different, only for a heartbeat. As she dips her hands into the warm, soapy water, she feels the gentle embrace of the liquid, every bubble embracing her fingertips, a reminder of the fluidity of life itself. She picks up a plate, its surface cool against her palm, and begins to wash. The rhythm of her movements splash, swirl, rinse becomes a timeless song, each action a note in a symphony of simplicity. The brush of the sponge against the plate becomes more than just a chore. It morphs into a dance, a way to connect with her surroundings with the essence of presence. She notices the sound of water as it pours over the plates, a soft patter that resembles rain tapping on a window, calming and steadying. It drowns out the noise of a busy world beyond those walls. There is only the sound of water and the gentle clinking of dishes, each note resonating with clarity. Clara allows herself to be enveloped in this intimate moment, feeling the warmth of the water seep into her skin, grounding her thoughts with every gentle caress. In this microcosm of her kitchen, Clara's mind starts to wander. A thought drifts by like a fallen leaf. It flutters in, its edges frayed, a reminder of yesterday's conversation with a friend that left her feeling unsettled. She catches the leaf in her mind and examines it without judgment. Its colors are muted yet vibrant, its story intricate yet simple. Clara reminds herself to let it go, to hold it lightly like the fragile structure of a leaf itself. She returns to the plates, her hands immersed in the rhythm of washing. Each plate she cleans signifies the release of a burden, the shedding of a worry. As she scrubs, the echoes of her thoughts begin to settle. The warmth of the sun spills further into the room, wrapping around her like a soft blanket, coaxing her to slow down and simply be. The wash water swirls gently around the base of the sink, carrying with it not only soap and grime, but also the remnants of her thoughts, slowly disentangling from her mind. Clara finds herself smiling softly at the day ahead, feeling lighter as the plates emerge from the water, gleaming like new beginnings. There is beauty in the mundane, she realizes, a magic that weaves through the fabric of life, often unnoticed. As she rinses the final plate and sets it on the drying rack, she pauses. A moment of stillness washes over her, and she takes a deep breath, savoring the warmth of gratitude that blooms within her heart. She turns to the window and looks outside. The trees sway leisurely, an invitation to dance, bathed in that golden light. The world is alive, each leaf whispering secrets only she can hear. Clara feels a tug at her heart, a desire to carry this moment with her, to weave it into the fabric of her day. She fills the kettle with fresh water, placing it on the stove to boil, its presence a promise of comfort in the shape of tea. As the water bubbles and breathes, she closes her eyes for just a moment, allowing the steam to envelop her face. Here is warmth, a sense of home, an echo of connection to herself and the world. And so, as she prepares her tea, she knows that mindfulness is not merely about slowing down. It's about experiencing each moment, every sip, every glance, every sound as it unfurls. It is the gentle act of choosing to be present, of noticing the way the light dances in the cup, or how the steam rises and twirls, sending her thoughts soaring. When she finally sits down at her kitchen table with her cup of tea, she is amazed by how different the world looks, not because it has changed, but because she has chosen to see it anew. The sounds outside come alive, the laughter of children playing, the distant hum of the street, the chirping of birds, each note a reminder of the vibrant life that carries on regardless of the worries that sometimes weigh heavy on her heart. There, cradled in the warmth of her mug, Clara observes the simplicity of her surroundings, the way the light dances across the table, the slight imperfections in the wood, the way the steam swirls and curls in the air. It is all so ordinary and yet so extraordinary when viewed through the lens of presence. She sips her tea slowly, allowing the warmth to spread from her lips down to her core, a hug from the inside as she continues to drink. She feels the boundless stillness settling within her, like the last flicker of daylight as it surrenders. To dusk, Clara returns to her breath, aware of the pulse of life that flows through her, connecting her to everything around her in the moments that follow. She no longer rushes to fill the silence, but instead, she embraces it. Each breath, an embodiment of patience. Each pause, a reminder of the beauty of being. And so, dear listener, as we draw our story to a close, may you carry with you the echoes of this morning, a quiet tale of everyday life, where mindfulness lies nestled in the ordinary. In stillness and presence, we may find clarity even amid chaos, reminding ourselves that each moment is an opportunity, subtle yet profound. Let the rhythm of your breath guide you back to this quiet space whenever you need, for peace resides not far away. It rests gently within your reach, always waiting for you to return. In the quiet embrace of a morning, when the sun descends gently upon the world and the day unfolds in soft hues, take a moment to settle in. Allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment, to feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, like the waves kissing the shore. Close your eyes, if you wish, and listen to the sounds around you, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird, the rhythmic dance of your breath. Here, in this stillness, all is as it should be. You are invited to immerse yourself in a simple act, to revel in the beauty of the present moment that carries the essence of your being. In a small, sunlit kitchen, a woman named Clara stands at the sink, surrounded by the lingering aroma of breakfast. The gentle hum of a quiet morning wraps around her like a warm shawl. She rolls up the sleeves of her shirt, feeling the soft cotton against her skin. The water runs clear from the faucet, cascading like a soft waterfall, its sound blending harmoniously with the ticking clock on the wall, a reminder of the passage of time. As she prepares to wash a small mountain of dishes from the meal just shared, Clara lets the water run until it feels warm against her fingers. As she dips her hands into the soapy warmth, she can feel the slickness of the bubbles gathering around her fingers. The suds rise in frothy peaks, creating delicate shapes that dance and shimmer in the sunlight streaming through the window. Each dish before her tells a story: the chipped mug from her grandmother, the plate she bought on her journey to the coast, the mixing bowl that has seen countless family gatherings. She picks up the first dish, its surface still bearing the remnants of the past meal, a smear of jam and a few drops of milk. The soft sponge sinks into the water, absorbing the warmth, and she brings it to the plate, moving it in slow, deliberate circles. As she does, she feels the texture of the dish under her fingers, smooth, where it's been polished, rougher where it hasn't. Here, in this seemingly mundane task, Clara finds herself fully present, her thoughts gently drifting like clouds across a summer sky. Neither clinging nor resisting, with each stroke of the sponge, Clara begins to notice the sensations all around her, the way the water splashes softly against the porcelain, the faint whisper of her breath mingling with the sound of the flowing water. She feels the warmth envelop her hands, the gentle swirls of steam rising into the air, a soft caress upon her face. There is a quiet rhythm to the task, and Clara dances in tune with the flow of water and the rise of bubbles, surrendering herself to the moment as she moves from plate to cup to fork. Her mind occasionally flits away, thought about the day ahead, a worry about a friend. Yet, each time, Clara gently guides her awareness back to the sensations in her hands and the sounds around her. She embraces this gentle ebb and flow of her thoughts, allowing them to pass, much like leaves floating down a stream. There is no rush, no need to judge herself for wandering. With each pass of the sponge, she simply returns in the quietude of her task. She notices the sunlight glinting off the water as though the kitchen were alive with tiny diamonds. Clara stops for a heartbeat, mesmerized by the play of light. Each drop that captures the beam holds its own little world, a glimmer of perfection within imperfection. She allows herself to smile, the corners of her lips lifting effortlessly. The act of washing dishes has become a moment of gratitude, an acknowledgement of the tiny miracles that dwell within the simplicity of daily life. Lost in her rhythm, Clara feels a gentle sense of connection, though she is alone in the kitchen. She senses the presence of love in the dishes she cleans, each one embodying memories shared with those she cares for. She remembers the laughter around the table, the stories spun over meals, the comfort of shared spaces. The water splashes gently against her hands, as if to say, "This is life. It is here, and it is sacred." Settling deeper into the moment, Clara becomes aware of the rising sound of the water, the way the ripples breathe life into the mundane routine. It is now a symphony, the soft clink of metal against glass, the gentle gurgle of the drain, the rustle of the soap bubbles as they glide away. The world outside fades into the background. Time stretches, becoming elastic. No longer a straight line, but a rich tapestry woven with each breath. The dishes gradually dwindle, and with each one that leaves her hands, Clara feels a lightness inside her chest, a release of something unneeded, perhaps the worry of tomorrow's tasks or the weight of yesterday's concerns. She watches as each dish, once full of food, now gleams under her touch, each one transformed by the simple act of care. As she finishes rinsing the last plate, she observes the water swirling down the drain, a mini whirlpool of reflections, and light slowly whispering its goodbye. She stands for a moment, hands still in the sink, the water now cooling around her. With a gentle sigh, Clara releases the warmth into the surrounding air, lifting her gaze to meet her own reflection in the small window above the sink, of face softened by the act of presence, heart held tenderly in the moment. The sink now empty, Clara wipes her hands on a soft towel, feeling the fibers against her skin, grounding herself once again in the here and now. She takes a deep breath, savoring the sweetness of the air, tinged with the scent of soap and warm wood. There is fullness in this conclusion, an acknowledgement that each day contains countless opportunities for mindfulness, if only we choose to meet them. With her heart full of quiet joy, Clara steps back from the sink and lets the moment linger a little longer. As the quiet of the kitchen envelops her, she realizes that life, in its essence, is an ongoing act of washing dishes, interplay of tasks and thoughts, moments of connection and solitude. She understands that each second holds a gleaming invitation to presence, a reminder that within every ordinary act lies the extraordinary, waiting to be seen. With a final breath, Clara carries the stillness forward into her day, grateful for the quiet magic of being fully alive. In this moment, let us take a breath together. Inhale deeply, drawing in the essence of the world around you. Perhaps you feel the air fill your lungs, cool and refreshing, like morning dew on tender leaves. And as you exhale, let the breath carry away the weight of your worries, just as a gentle breeze carries autumn leaves. Allow your mind to soften, your body to relax, and your heart to open, just as the sun rises, warming the earth at dawn. Here, amidst the poetry of the present moment, we shall journey into the beauty found in the simple act of being. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at your kitchen sink. The warm light of the day filtering through the window beside you. The rhythmic sound of water filling the basin echoes softly, a refreshing melody that invites you deeper into this sacred space. As you turn the faucet, the water begins to cascade, each droplet reflecting a miniature universe, shimmering and breaking apart under the light. You pause for just a heartbeat, observing the way the water gurgles and dances, swirling around like playful children in a sunlit park. It feels good, comforting this connection to the element that sustains life. You gently reach for the sponge, its porous texture cool to the touch, and as it glides into the water, you notice how it absorbs everything it encounters, soaking in the life-giving fluid. With deliberation, you begin to wash a plate, its surface cool and smooth in your hand. Scented dish soap envelopes the air with a hint of citrus, elevating the mundane to something extraordinary. You sense the steam rising from the warm water, caressing your face like an embrace, grounding you in this moment. Okay, each swirl of the sponge across the plate becomes a meditation, an exploration of the immediate present. With each stroke, envision yourself engaging with the moment. The sound of the sponge against ceramic allows a soft rhythm to unfold, echoing like a heartbeat, steadfast and reassuring. As the dirt and remnants of previous meals dissolve into the warm embrace of the water, you also feel the weight of tensions, and thoughts around you begin to dissipate, draining away with the rinse. You take a moment to notice your thoughts as they drift in and out, like clouds across a vast sky. Some thoughts are heavy, carrying the burdens of yesterday. Others flit by lightly, like dandelion seeds on the wind. You watch them come and go, allowing them to exist without judgment. No need to cling or push them away. As you move on to the next item, the fork. Its metallic sheen reflects not only the light, but also fragments of your surroundings. You watch as it glistens, picking up the water droplets that cling to its surface. Each clink and splash sound resonates like soft chimes in a gentle breeze, echoing through the quiet sanctuary of your kitchen. You discern the sound of a bird outside, singing its own song, unfurling in tune with the moment. And you find warmth in knowing you shared this continuum of life with creatures and elements alike. Now, your thoughts drift to gratitude. Gratitude for the simple act of nourishment, for the meal shared, for the hands that have prepared them. You think of the laughter and the stories that have passed around the table where this fork has rested before. The senses awaken fully, inviting the memories to awaken with them. A gentle tide of feeling washing over your heart as you place the fork gently in the cooling water. You bring your focus back to the present feel, the slight chill as it slips from your grip. Your attention is drawn to the gentle rhythm of the water lapping against the sink, each wave, each ripple carrying away remnants of the past, cleansing and transforming. With each passing moment, you find less urgency in completing the task. There is no rush. The day surrounds you like a cozy quilt, inviting you to linger in its folds. Quote, you pick up a glass next, the transparency capturing light like the spirit of openness. Slowly, you begin to wash it, the water cascading through its hollow form, revealing the imperfections and scratches, each a story lived, a moment captured as you watch the glass come alive again. You begin to reflect upon the fragility of life, the beautiful and imperfect nature of existence. With each touch of your hand, you feel connected to generations past, those who have held glasses just like this one, shared moments of connection and creation over meals, laughter echoing in spaces just like this. And as you rinse the glass under clear, cool water, you notice how the light refracts, casting rainbows against the wall, tiny droplets catching and reflecting the vast spectrum of colors, so much like the emotions we navigate day to day. This dance of light brings a smile to your lips, a quiet insight. Beauty is everywhere, even in the ordinary. You place the glass on the drying rack, each piece finding its place in a harmony shared with those around you. The kitchen thus transforms from a mere space into a canvas of reflection, connection, and love, a tapestry woven with the fibers of everyday existence. Time slows, the world outside briefly fading from your awareness, and you find joy resting in the act itself, the act of washing, of tending, of caring, of being. You allow yourself to fully embrace this fleeting ebb of time, staying rooted in the here, the now, permitting your knees to soften, huge shoulders to drop. As your task nears its end, you catch sight of a small crystal of water sliding down the edge of the sink, glistening before it falls. It's a moment suspended in time, beautiful and brief, much like life itself. It plummets, disappearing into the depths of the basin below. And in that moment, you understand softly, it is in the surrender to each moment that we find our true essence. With the last dish washed and dried, allow yourself to breathe again, this time with the awareness that you have journeyed through your own moment of mindfulness, fully alive. May you carry this stillness with you, a quiet reminder that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary, waiting to be noticed, cherished, and embraced. As you step away from the kitchen, feel the soft grounding beneath your feet, knowing that here, now, in this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Inhale deeply, letting your lungs fill with air, the coolness of it brushing gently against the walls inside you. Now, exhale slowly. Feel the warmth of your breath as it leaves your body, carrying with it any thoughts or distractions of the day. Allow your body to settle into this moment, here and now, where time stretches and bends, and the world outside fades softly into a gentle quietude. Take a few more deep breaths. Feel the weight of your body resting against the surface beneath you, the rhythm of your breathing syncing with the pulse of life around you. Let yourself melt into stillness. There is a small kitchen window overlooking the garden, framed with a fluttering lace of curtains, held by the warm spring breeze. Sunlight filters through, casting golden patterns upon the countertop, illuminating each droplet of water that clings to the surface like tiny diamonds. This is where she finds herself today, standing at the sink, ready to wash another evening's worth of dishes, with each clink of porcelain against the stainless steel. She becomes aware of the simple act of cleansing her hands, gliding under the water, warm and comforting, rising to meet her fingers with gentle caresses. The faucet hums softly, a steady flow that pools around a small basin filled with waiting dishes. It is a sanctuary of rhythm, water, soap, rinse each step, part of a delicate choreography that anchors her in the now. She reaches for a wooden spoon, a well-worn relic of many meals. Its surface, smooth with the touch of years, carries the faintest scent of garlic, a whisper of memories spent stirring and creating. The warmth of the water envelops her hands, and she can feel the tension in her fingers dissipate, as though each sudsy bubble that pops is carrying away a piece of tease. Her scattered thoughts, as she scrubs, the simplicity of the task becomes a meditation. The circular motion is calming. She notes the viscous glide of soap slipping over the spoon's surface, how it transforms it, making it shine anew. Here, in this ordinary moment, she discovers presence. The world narrows down to the tactile experience of her hands submerged in warm water, the telling sound of dishes being cleaned, a soft murmur filling the silence. Her mind begins to wander. Thoughts bubble up like foam on the surface of the water. Moments of the day, conversations half formed. The shimmering soap suds could easily carry them away, but she notices them without judgment, just as she notices each bubble as it rises and pops, temporary, impermanent. With each innocuous thought, she gently guides herself back to the present, back to the rhythm of the water and the flow of her breath. She stops for a moment, holding the spoon still, feeling the warmth of the water against her skin. The sound of birds carousing outside flutters in through the open window, vibrant against the distant hum of life. The fresh scent of earth, warmed by the sunshine, weaves through the air, mingling with the aroma of lemon-scented soap, creating a bouquet of raw, unfiltered thoughts and sensations. She resumes her task, moving now to the plates, each one unique, bearing the whisper of last night's gathering, the chipped edge of one, the delicate floral pattern of another, the sizable round dish that holds the memories of shared meals. As she scrubs, she embraces the imperfections that tell stories of a friend's laughter, the delight in a child's smile, the comforting murmur of shared companionship. There is beauty in the wear. Washing dishes becomes an act of gratitude, each item a vessel of reflection. She becomes aware of the warmth radiating from her wrists and fingertips, the slight resistance of the sponge against the ceramic, the refreshing sensation of cool water cascading in waves over her hands. With each pass of the sponge, she lets go of unhelpful thoughts, what needs to be done tomorrow, worries that have settled like dust, releasing them into the depths of the gentle suds below. The task unfolds like a flower. Layers peel back, revealing the scent, texture, and essence of the moment. The clatter of a fork falling softly into the sink pulls her attention, and she already feels the sense of joy in the unexpected. It adds a note to the symphony of the moment, an echoed reminder of life's unpredictability and lightness, not to be clung to, but savored. At last, she reaches for the last glass, a simple tumbler, one that has seen countless reflections of laughter. As she cradles it in her palm, she pauses, mesmerized by the way the water flows off its surface, sparkling in the sunlight, dancing with the gleam of gratitude. She runs her fingers along the rim, feeling the coolness fade beneath her warmth, and she remembers to bring the essence of this moment into herself, to let it settle within her heart. As she rinses the final item, she feels the completeness of the cycle. The water flows down the drain, sparkling with suds, small remnants of tasks accomplished, of care given to every piece held in tender faith. She wipes her hands on a towel, the soft fabric soothing against her skin, grounding her once more. Each purposeful action is a gesture of mindfulness, a prayer without words, a reaffirmation of presence, a connection to the everyday sacred. With the last towel drying the last plate, she stands at the countertop, breathing in the scent of the clean kitchen, the residual warmth still glowing in her hands. She opens the door to the garden, inviting the outside in, feeling the cool evening air brush against her cheeks. And here, in this quiet moment, she realizes that mindfulness is not found in the grand gestures of life, but in the gentle presence, woven through each mundane action, a whisper, urging her to heed life's fleeting beauty, integrating it into her very being. Today, in the ritual of washing dishes, she feels the depth of stillness that encircles her, flowing through her like the water, teaching her again how to be simply, wonderfully alive. In stillness, we find the essence of our being. In the simplest of tasks, we uncover the profound. The act of washing dishes reminds us that life flows much like water, ever changing, yet always here, carrying us forward in its quiet embrace. As we step back into our day, May we carry this awareness with us, allowing each moment to resonate, to reflect, to breathe. Okay? In the embrace of the now, we discover peace, our hearts entwined with the gentle rhythm of life unfolding. In this moment, as you settle in, let your breath flow gently in and out, like a breeze whispering through the trees. Feel the weight of your body as it reaches for the surface beneath you, grounding you in the here and now. Close your eyes, if you wish, and invite a soft presence into your heart and openness to whatever unfolds. Perhaps let a few gentle thoughts drift by, like clouds in a vast sky, each one unique but transient, each breath a cycle, a quiet reminder of your aliveness. Imagine, if you will, a quiet kitchen bathed in the golden light of late afternoon. The sun spills through the window, creating patches of warmth across the cool tiled floor. Each golden ray seems to dance, inviting you to join in its rhythm. You stand at the sink, and before you lies a collection of dishes, each one a vessel. A story, a moment shared over a meal, filled with laughter and connection. You turn on the tap, and the sound of water splashing fills your ears, a soothing melody, a reminder of the flow of life. The water starts cool, then warms up, enveloping your hands in a gentle embrace. You can feel the soft pulses of heat against your skin, and as you place your hands under the stream, you allow your thoughts to drift away with the water, out of sight as the dishes begin to fill the sink. You pick up the first plate, a sturdy, round surface glazed in deep azure. Its coolness radiates against your fingers, a contrast to the warm water cascading around it. You notice the small nicks and scratches upon its surface, a testament to times shared, meals savored, voices lifted in mirth. Each imperfection tells a story, each mark holds a memory. You squirt a dollop of dish soap onto the plate, watching as it forms small bubbles that rise and float like tiny islands of possibility. There is beauty in the mundane here in this moment. You are not simply washing plates. You are nurturing remembrance. You touch the sponge to the dish, feeling its textured surface against the smooth porcelain. Each movement, deliberate and gentle, swirling the sponge in concentrated attention. You create elegant circles, as if painting a canvas of cleansing. Each stroke a caress. In this quiet sanctuary, the outside world fades away. The hiss of distant traffic and the calls of children playing in the street become mere whispers against the backdrop of your focus. The warmth of the water seeps into your hands, grounding you further, a reminder of life's little pleasures. You rinse the plate under the stream of water, the bubbles escaping, twisting, and curling, dancing away into freedom. The flowing water transforms what once was a busy plate into a clean slate. You catch a glimpse of your reflection in the surface, the light shimmering, and for a heartbeat, you see the essence of yourself simply here, simply present. You reach for the next dish, a beloved mugga, deep crimson hue, its handle shaped like a gentle embrace. You remember the mornings spent cradling it, the warmth seeping into your palms, the first sip of coffee igniting thoughts. Intentional in your actions, you scrub away the remnants of yesterday's brew. With every stroke, you invite gratitude into your awareness. So here you are, a simple act of washing dishes unfolding like poetry. Each plate, each cup, becoming a tender expression of mindfulness. You notice the fragrances of the soap, fresh and clean, mingling with the scent of boned, sun-warmed dishes. They arise from the past, yet breathe life into your present, a gentle reminder that within the ordinary lies the extraordinary. As you rinse the mug, droplets shimmer like jewels, reflecting light and possibility. You hold it up for a moment, watching as the water cascades down to the sink's small waterfall, a moment of grace. You are here in this tiny kitchen universe, a world unfurling with each careful action, a sacred space where time stretches and bends. The rhythm of scrubbing lulls your mind, the repetitiveness soothing, almost meditative. You can feel the tension in your shoulders begin to release as the heat of the water soothes not just your hands, but the weariness woven within your spirit. This simple act transforms into an open dialogue between your thoughts and the present. Momenta, reminder that existence is indeed exquisite in its ebb and flow. And now, yet another utensil, the humble fork. Each tine holds its own story, a dance through fresh vegetables and savory grains. You scrub and notice how the water reflects back the light of the kitchen, and the bubbles gather at the bottom of the sink, a community of likeness amidst the rush of water. Its motion an invitation to be, to breathe, to recognize the beauty in being here. Now, the fork glows as you rinse it clean. It's a promise, capped a tool for connection, for nourishment. You reach for the next dish, a large bowl that cradled a garden of ingredients. Remembering the laughter around the table, friends gathered, hands reaching for shared bites and stories told. This is the essence of mindfulness, the return to presence, the embrace of now. All else fades, and all that remains is your connection to this moment, to this act. The sounds of water bubbling, the slight resistance of soap against your fingertips, the warm air wrapping around you. It all forms a tapestry of now. You finished the last plate, setting it aside, feeling the weight of the sponge in your hand. Its purpose fulfilled, you rinse away the last of the suds, and, as the water quiets, the world outside begins to seep back in. A bird chirps, a car rumbling down the street, yet you remain anchored in the sanctuary you have created. Gently, you wipe your hands on a soft towel, the fabric absorbing the warmth. You look around, taking in the glistening surfaces, a small offering of care that reflects back to you the act of love you poured into the process. In this dance of dishwashing, you've discovered a pathway back to yourself, to the simple, profound realization that each moment is a choice to engage, to be present. As you take a breath, allow that awareness to settle into your heart, an echo of stillness amidst a world often chaotic. You've washed not just the dishes, but a layer of unease, inviting clarity and calm. And as you make your way back into the world, carry this quiet, steadfast presence with you. For in the stillness of now lies a sanctuary, always available, waiting to guide you home. In the gentle embrace of dawn, when the world is still wrapped in a shroud of soft gray, take a moment to breathe deeply. Inhale the crisp air, as fresh as a new beginning, and exhale slowly, letting go of any lingering thoughts. As you settle into this moment, allow the stillness to envelop you. Each breath anchors you to the present, like the steady rise of the sun that promises warmth and possibility. With every gentle pulse of your heartbeat, invite a sense of openness and ease, for today is a day like no other. A canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of your awareness. It is the early hours of a Saturday morning, the type where time seems to soften and meander lazily like a brook in late spring. Outside, the world stirs softly. Birds begin their morning song, sweet cacophony of chirps and trills, each note a reminder of life unfolding. You step into the kitchen, barefoot on the cool tiles, the faint scent of last night's dinner still lingering in the air, a reminder of nourishment shared as you turn on the tap. The water flows with a gentle murmur, its sound calming like a whisper. You gather the dishes from the table, stacked high and waiting like silent companions. There's a moment of hesitation, an intrusion of thoughts, a list of tasks. It's the echo of things left undone, but you breathe and allow your thoughts to drift away like clouds before a rising sun. You take hold of a plate, its surface smooth and cool to the touch. With the water cascading over your hands, you notice the sensation of warmth mingling with the chill, a dance of temperatures. D. Soap bubbles rise, each glistening orb shimmering in the light, reflecting fleeting rainbows, each one a tiny world of its own. You begin to scrub, the dishcloth gliding over the surface, the repetitive motion, a gentle rhythm that invites your mind to settle with each stroke. You invite a simple awareness. You notice the shift in textures, the way the smooth porcelain yields to your touch, and the feeling of the cool, wet cloth against your skin. Each dish becomes a moment of devotion, an offering to presence. You take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the thoughts of the past and future gently float away on the surface of the bubbling suds. The clinking sound of dishes, as you place them in the rack, awakens the senses. How simple, how profound it all feels. There is a stillness within the chaos of the busy world outside, insulated by the intimate cocoon of your kitchen. You feel the pulse of your own existence in the sound, recognizing its rhythm and flow as a part of the larger symphony of life. A thought flutters by, remembering a friend who once said, "Cleaning is a form of meditation." You bring to mind those shared moments of laughter and warmth, and the way they taught you to embrace each task as an opportunity for presence. You smile, feeling the connection stretch through time and space, an invisible thread binding you to them and to the world at large. With a new plate in hand, you focus on each detail as your hands move instinctively. The scratch of minor imperfections, the smooth dips and rises, as if tracing a secret language. In this moment, you are cocooned in your own thoughts. Trees, one, a feather, a leaf, a whisper, only to be acknowledged and then let go, like bubbles bursting in the sunlight. The rich, earthy scent of the dish soap blends with the freshness of the water, filling your senses and awakening your presence. You allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm, the inhale anchoring you to the task, and the exhale releasing the tension. A gentle back and forth, like the waves lapping at the shore. The window beside you is open, just a crack, inviting a cool breeze that brushes past your cheek like a tender kiss. It carries with it the faint sounds of laughter from children playing outside, a reminder of joy that can be found in the simplest moments. You pause for a heartbeat, embracing the harmony of the present, as if each sound is part of your own melody. Your mind dances between the sounds, the sensations, and the sights. Each reflection in the soapy water sparks a different thought. Memories of simple meals shared, the warmth of voices blending with the flavors of home. And as the dishes pile high in the rack, something shifts inside you, a contentment found in the act of care and presence. You cherish their stories, the laughter and tears woven into the fabric of these plates and mugs. You reach for the final dish, the largest bowl of them all, its glazed surface shining brightly. As you cradle it in your hands, you notice the weight of it feels just right, an invitation for gratitude. The water swirls around it, every drip cascading off with a glint of sunlight. And you watch as time seems to come to a standstill. Here, nestled in this moment, the world outside continues to spin. Yet you find solace in this quiet space. Gradually, the last dish is set aside, and you take a step back to witness your task complete. The kitchen gleams under the warm light, inviting and peaceful. There's a profound sense of fulfillment that washes over you, a gentle wave of accomplishment that whispers, "You were here. You did this." In this space, you feel the weight of the world lighter upon your shoulders. With a soft breath in and a deep sigh out, you recognize the beauty in the mundane, the way in which moments weave into a tapestry of life experiences. You stand immersed in the simple act of being, allowing the tranquility to fill the space within you as you turn to leave the kitchen. Taking one last glance at the sparkling dishes that now rest in the sunlight, a quiet thought arises, a soft realization. Mindfulness is not just an act, but a way of being present in the tapestry of your life. Each breath, each motion carries the promise of peace, inviting you to embrace the beauty found in every ordinary moment. So, as you step away from this tranquil space, carry this awareness with you, a gentle reminder that in each moment spent, fully present, there lies an infinite calm just waiting to be discovered. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, inhaling the cool, crisp air that surrounds you. Let your shoulders drop gently as you exhale, releasing any tension that may be held there. Notice the rhythm of your breath, a natural ebb and flow, nurturing you like the gentle waves of a quiet sea. As thoughts drift in and out like clouds across a vast sky, allow them to pass without attachment to simple acknowledgement of their presence. Here you are, in this very moment, cradled by the stillness of the morning, ready to explore the beauty of the everyday and the soft embrace of dawn. When the world is wrapped in a tender hush, a solitary figure finds herself in the kitchen, armed with a sponge and a half-full basin of warm, soapy water. She gently awakens to the day. The first soft rays of sunlight stream through the window, casting golden ribbons across the tiled floor, illuminating each corner with a quiet glow. She pauses for a moment, feeling the coolness of the tiles beneath her feet, the water steam curling into the air, wrapping around her like an embrace. With each careful step to the sink, she allows her senses to awaken fully. The sound of water filling the basin is a lullaby, rhythmic and soothing, guiding her into presence. She lets go of yesterday's worries, surrendering instead to the here and now. As she begins to wash the dishes, the sponge glides over the smooth surface of a plate, leaving behind a trail of bubbles, glistening like tiny stars. She watches, entranced, as each bubble pops with a gentle hiss, a reminder of impermanence. The dishes jostle softly in the warm water, a casual dance of ceramic and glass. With every stroke of the sponge, the plates transform from remnants of yesterday's meal to sparkling vessels, ready to hold new experiences. Her hands work with a fluid grace, the water warm and inviting. She notices the softness of the sponge yielding under her touch, and she invites her awareness to rest on the sensations, the warmth of the water, the faint scent of lemon soap mingling with the earthy aroma of early morning. Each plate becomes a vessel, not only of meals, but of mindfulness, inviting her to be fully present. As her hands continue their gentle choreography, she becomes aware of the clattering sound of utensils, their metallic chime producing a harmonious symphony fills the kitchen, punctuating the stillness like small notes in a larger melody, reverberating through the air. All the while, the sunlight dances upon the surfaces, creating patterns of light and shadow that shift and change, evoking the transient nature of life itself. Thoughts drift into her awareness, a list of errands, a conversation left unresolved, memories from last week. Instead of pushing them away, she acknowledges them like leaves on a stream, letting them float by while she remains engaged in the task at hand. Each thought is passing, momentary, allowing her to return softly to the sensation of water swirling, the sponge gliding, the warmth enveloping her hands. She pauses, looking out of the window, watching as the world begins to awaken. A bird flits by, singing a sweet song, its melody weaving through the air, light and airy, like the very bubbles in the soap. In that brief moment, the kitchen feels expansive, and she understands the interconnectedness of all things, the dish in her hand, the bird outside, the sun casting its gentle glow. With renewed focus, she resumes washing, delighting in the tactile dance of her hands and the water. She lets her heart expand in the joy of this simple moment, where doing and being blend seamlessly into one. The dish now gleams under her fingers, radiant and transformed, testament to presence and care. Each dish reflects her commitment to this quiet morning ritual, an act of love and appreciation for both the objects she cleans and for herself. As she sets each one aside, she notices the satisfaction that blooms deep within her. It is a soft warmth, like the sunlight filtering through the window, a whisper of joy that resonates within her. The rhythmic motion of her hands continues, flowing seamlessly as the cool water runs over her fingers and the warmth of the kitchen embraces her. She smiles to herself, knowing that within this simple act lies a profound truth. Life is not found in grand gestures, but in the tender moments of awareness and connection. Time is hardly linear here. It expands and contracts like the soft tide, each second rich and full, reminding her that every day the world offers these small opportunities to connect with life's essence. The dishes become not merely utilitarian objects, but vessels of gratitude that remind her of all that she holds dear as she moves through the kitchen. The light shifts and changes, and she feels it wash over her, illuminating not just her surroundings, but her heart as well. The quiet symphony of the morning seems to echo all around her, water splashing, birds singing, the wind gently rustling the leaves outside. Sound becomes part of the same song, a reminder that she is part of something larger, more beautiful than she can comprehend. Finishing with the final plate, she sets it aside to dry, looking around the kitchen, now glistening and alive with the glow of the morning. It is a small space, yet it feels expansive, rich with possibility and reminder. This is her sanctuary, her haven of the present moment. She takes a deep breath, the air rich with the sense of soap and sunlight, allowing that peace to settle deep within her bones. The world outside stirs, but within this kitchen, she finds a stillness that comes from mindful presence, the art of paying attention, of breathing, of being. As she stands in this sanctuary, feeling the warmth of the sunlight on her skin and the gentle whisper of the morning around her, she recognizes that within these daily rituals lies the essence of life itself, profound beauty in the mundane, a connection to the present moment. With a heart full of gratitude and a quiet mind, she realizes that to be fully present is to embrace the fullness of becoming. To find peace in the simplicity of washing dishes is a testament to the quiet symphony that plays within and around us, waiting to be heard. In the soft embrace of dawn, when the world is still draped in slumber, there exists a momentous slender thread of time, inviting you to pause, to breathe, and to simply be. The air is cool and crisp, whispering secrets of the new day. Allow yourself to sink into this moment where worries dissolve like morning mist and the cacophony of thoughts begins to quiet. Feel the weight of your body pressing gently into the surface beneath you, a reminder that you are here, anchored in the now. With each breath you take, let the rhythm guide you further into the stillness. An invitation to witness the unfolding of a simple yet profound story in a modest kitchen. Amidst the clinking of porcelain and the gentle break of day, stood Clara, her hands immersed in warm, soapy water. The sun had just begun its ascent, casting golden rays through the window, creating a mosaic of light and shadow across the cool, tiled floor. Each drop of water caught the sunlight, sparkling like tiny diamonds, a moment of beauty held within the mundane. As Clara began her morning ritual of washing the dishes, she noticed the familiar weight of the sponge in her hand, soft against her palm, a gentle pressure that grounded her. She lifted the first plate, its surface still gleaming from the night before. Rinsing it under the soothing stream of water, she felt the warmth enveloping her fingertips, the gentle caress of the liquid as it flowed, washing away the remnants of yesterday's meals. The water sang a silent song, whispering encouragement, and each swirl and splash echoed in her mind like a percussive heartbeat, bringing her deeper into the present. She took a moment to really see the plate, a swirl of soft hues, a tableau of imperfect beauty. In that instant, Clara realized she was not just cleaning a dish. She was engaging in an act of creation, a transformation. With each stroke of the sponge, she was releasing the remnants of past moments, making space for the promise of the day ahead. The kitchen was adorned with sounds, the gentle hum of the refrigerator, the distant chirping of birds welcoming the dawn, each note threading through the air, weaving a quiet symphony that surrounded her in tranquility. Clara became aware of her breath, a gentle ebb and flow, like the tide, rising and falling with each passing moment. It anchored her, a focal point that brought her back to the rhythm of the now. As she moved to the next dish, a sturdy mug with flecks of blue, memories stirred within her. It had been a gift from a dear friend who had now moved far away. She held it delicately, running her thumb over the smooth surface, allowing herself to wander into the warmth of shared laughter and conversations over steaming cups of coffee. She imagined her friend's face, the delight in her eyes, the way they would sit together in cozy silence, hands cradling their mugs, sipping slowly, savoring the present. Clara chuckled softly, a moment of nostalgia washing over her like the warm water enveloping the dishes. How lovely it is to remember, she mused, acknowledging the beauty in the transition between the past and the now. Each moment is a nesting doll, holding within it layers upon layers of experience, all essential, all real. But this morning was not merely about reminiscing. Clara returned her attention to the act of washing, refocusing on the gentle scrubbing, the sensation of the sponge gliding across the cool ceramic. With every circular motion, she felt a soft release in her shoulders, a letting go of the tensions that had become familiar companions in her day-to-day existence. The suds formed billowing clouds, catching the light and dancing like tiny fairies around her hands. She laughed again, delighting in the sheer absurdity of it all. These little moments of joy, tucked away in the simple act of dishwashing, in the soft lull of the morning. As she rinsed and placed each plate into the dish rack to dry, she began to notice the spaces between her thoughts, the pauses where clarity emerged, where the flurry of worries and plans began to dissolve into gentle clarity. Clara shifted her attention to the sensations of the water on her skin, the warmth smoothing over her wrists as she immersed herself deeper in the process. It became less about the task at hand and more about the experience of being fully present, enveloped in a cocoon of mundane tranquility. The gentle sounds of the water, the rhythmic movement of her hands, and the soft morning light merged into a tapestry of sensory delights. The air was fragrant with the soap's fresh scent, tickling her nose, evoking a simple joy that filled the corners of her heart. It was as though the kitchen had transformed into a sacred space, a quiet sanctuary for her thoughts and feelings to dance, uninhibited and free. With each movement, she found an opportunity to connect not only with herself, but with the feelings that often hid behind the clatter of daily life. The soft ache of fatigue, the longing for connection, the joy of existence. They all fought for her attention, and in this moment of stillness, she welcomed them with open arms. Clara recognized them not as burdens to carry, but as friends, inviting her deeper into the experience of life. Finally, with the last dish placed carefully in the rack, she stepped back and surveyed her work. The kitchen, once cluttered and scattered, now glistened in the morning light, each item in its place, reflecting a sense of peace. Clara felt a warm swell of satisfaction, a quiet achievement revealed in the simple act of being mindful, embracing the moment. As she wiped her hands on a towel, she became aware of the world around her, the sounds of morning humming softly, like a lullaby lulling her soul. She heard the faint sounds of her neighbor's dog barking playfully, the rustle of trees outside as the breeze danced through the leaves, a reminder of the life teeming beyond her kitchen walls. And in that awakening, she discovered a profound insight. The magical presence resided not in grand revelations, but in the delicate dance of everyday life. There was beauty in the mundane, a depth to be uncovered in the simplest of tasks. Clara took a deep breath, her chest rising and falling. In gratitude, allowing the essence of these moments to settle like warm sunlight upon her heart, she smiled gently, knowing that today was not just another day, tease, but a fresh canvas, ready to be painted with the hues of presence and awareness. As the soft light filled the kitchen and the world awakened outside, Clara carried with her the quiet joys, the gentle reminder that life unfolds in layers, each moment inviting us to slow down, to notice, and to be present. In the mosaic of our days, there are myriad opportunities for connection and reflection, found in the smallest acts of living. So, as you step into your day, carry this awareness with you, gently cradling the stillness, allowing it to infuse each moment with grace and the warmth of mindful presence. In this moment, let us pause. Breathe deeply, feeling the air move in and out of your body, a gentle tide ebbing and flowing. As you settle into your breath, allow the world around you to soften, like a watercolor painting, dissolving into rich, flowing hues. Here, we invite you to be fully present, to witness not just a story that unfolds, but the very act of being alive, aware. Imagine this moment as a quiet sanctuary, a space to immerse yourself in sensations, thoughts, and feelings as they arise. Like leaves drifting upon a still pond, it was a rainy afternoon when Clara found herself gazing out the window, the rhythmic patter of rain against the glass creating a soothing symphony. The world outside blurred into shades of gray and verdant greens, the colors melted under the gentle caress of the rain. Inside, however, warmth enveloped her both from the promise of tea brewing nearby and the soft, flickering light of the kitchen lamp. As the kettle began to hum, Clara's gaze fell upon the kitchen sink, filled with a mountain of dishes from a lively breakfast. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the day and its two dolls pressing against her. Yet, watching the droplets chase each other down the window panes, something began to stir within her, a whisper of acceptance for the moments ahead. With a soft sigh, she stepped closer to the sink, rolling up her sleeves to reveal arms warmed by the humid air of the room. She turned on the faucet, allowing the water to flow over her hands, a cool cascade that felt alive and refreshing. She noted the way the water danced, pure and unhindered, as it pooled at the bottom of the sink. In that initial contact, a sensation rippled through her fingertips, an awareness blooming in her chest, inviting her deeper into the present. Clara picked up the first plate, surface still bearing the faint traces of breakfaster's smear of butter and the residue of jam. She cradled it in her hands, contemplating the ordinary object that held so much unfelt history. As she dipped it into the warm, soapy water, bubbles swirled and spun, bright and iridescent, as if each one contained a tiny universe of possibility. She watched them rise and burst, ephemeral little worlds fading into the air. As her hands moved with intention, she began to notice the sensations of the task at hand, the warmth of the water enveloping her fingers, the slight resistance of the food sticking to the plate, yielding to her scrub, and the slick, smooth surface transforming under her caress. With each motion, she exchanged hurried thoughts for simple awareness of movement, a sound, a feeling. The dish soap sent forth a fragrant hint of citrus, mingling with the smell of damp earth wafting through the open window, creating a tapestry of scents that cradled her mind. Each plate revealed its own story. The chipped edges spoke of years, of family meals, laughter echoing over morning coffee, late-night chats, and shared moments. Clara remembered the friends who gathered around this very table, the warmth echoing in her heart like a soft melody. The stories intertwined with the water, washing away layers of busyness and the need to rush. In this moment, she was simply Clara, a woman who found joy in the rhythm of her hands. With each turn of the sponge, she entered a serene dance with the present, The clinks of silverware punctuated the stillness, a gentle reminder of life's continuity. Each clink was a heartbeat, grounded, insistent, inviting her deeper into the now. She let thoughts swirl into the background of conversation, not yet finished, the unmade bed. Here and now, she existed to wash the dishes, to explore the textures and sensations of each item. Time seemed to stretch around her. What had felt like an encumbrance transformed into a gentle space of being. There was no rush, no urgency. Rain fell softly outside, the sound a constant friend to her mindful engagement. The dishwater turned cool, and she reached for the sprayer, its cold streams reviving her focus with each gentle splash. She paused, allowing the turning of things to lead her deeper into her exploration. There was no destination, only this rich experience of life unfolding. Clara lifted a bowl, its lingering remnants of cereal remnants like whispers of mornings past. As her fingers traced its curves, she found the delicate dance of wonder and gratitude arising within her being. She realized how often she hastened past these moments, this rich, nourishing reality. She let herself be here, fully, in the ebb and flow of washing this bowl, allowing the sensations to wash over her more deeply. As the minutes drifted on, Clara began to feel the groundswell of connection with herself and the world. The rain continued its serenade. The dishes emerged from their soapy depths, gleaming, alive with possibility. She traced the edges of a cup, the thin porcelain cool against her thumb, key, and closed her eyes, remembering the warmth it had cradled, the comfort of tea shared over stories. It's now a part of her spirit. In the corner of her mind, a stray thought fluttered like a leaf caught in a breeze. Thought about tomorrow, the to-do list waiting. Instead of engaging with it, Clara consciously chose to let it float away, mere clouds passing in the expansive sky of her awareness. She opened her eyes, bringing herself back to the whirl and sway of the present moment, refreshing and exhilarating. Final dish found its place on the drying rack, a cascade of bubbles trickling down its glimmering surface. Clara paused, taking a moment to appreciate the completed cycle of this small act. She felt an overwhelming sense of calm wrapping around her like a familiar blanket, warmth settling into her bones. The kitchen now held an aura of stillness, the world outside still humming with rain. With one last glance at the dishes, she turned off the water, its gentle sound a final note of a song just played. Clara stepped back, allowing herself a moment of gratitude. She realized this act of dishwashing had become a portal, a doorway through which she had stepped into the heart of the moment. With it came the understanding, the recognition that within each simple task lies profound meaning. The essence of life itself, explored in the most ordinary of circumstances. As she left the kitchen, Clara carried a quietude within, a soft reminder that moments can be transformative, even in their simplicity. With each breath, she felt the space around and within her, the resonant whisper of water reminding her of the beauty in presence. Outside, the rain continued to fall, each droplet a testament to the unfolding of life, an invitation to flow with it, always returning to the stillness waiting within. And so, with each step she took, she held this knowing, the memory of water softly dancing through her here, now, always. In the quiet of an afternoon, when the light dances softly through the leaves, take a moment to find your place in this gentle unfolding. Close your eyes if you wish, and, with each breath in, feel the air fill your body, expanding gently, and with each breath out, let go of any tension. Allow yourself to settle into the present moment, a sanctuary away from the chaos of the world. Imagine the sounds around you, the gentle rustle of leaves, the distant laughter of children, the soft rhythm of your own heartbeat. In this space, you are invited to join a simple journey, one woven with the threads of mindfulness, presence, and clarity in a cozy kitchen where the world felt both near and far. A woman named Clara stood before a sink filled with warm, soapy water. The faint aroma of lemon-scented dish soap mingled with the sunlight streaming through the window, painting gentle hues upon the walls. Each dish in the sink was a part of her day, remnants of meals shared and conversations cherished. As she reached for the first plate, her fingertips grazed its smooth surface. It was cool and clean, a contrast to the warm water that awaited it. Without a thought, her mind drifted to the events of the day, the errands still pending, the worries that lingered, like shadows just beyond her reach. But then she took a breath and let the thought drift away like a cloud, returning to the feel of the plate's weight, its form, and the sensation of the sudsy water lapping at her wrists. Clara eased the plate into the water, the sound a soft, receptive splash. She watched as the bubbles danced around, swirling and twinkling in the sunlight. Each bubble seemed to carry a fragment of her thoughts, floating freely for just a moment before bursting into nothingness. She began to scrub the surface, her sponge gliding across the ceramic in gentle, rhythmic strokes. The world outside faded, and she became enveloped in the sensation of the task. The warmth of the water seeped into her skin, a gentle comfort that ebbed and flowed with each movement. The quiet sound of water, the soft swishing and sloshing, became a kind of musical melody of presence. With every plate she washed, the weight of her worries lightened, and the rhythm of the moment deepened. She noticed the way the water dripped back into the basin, a momentary dance before splitting into 1,000 reflections of light. In that quiet turning of the plates, she began to feel a connection, not just to the dishes, but to the purpose behind them. This task, though seemingly mundane, was an offering of care, a return to the nurturing rhythm of daily life. As she moved on to the forks and knives, she let her fingers linger on their cool, metallic surfaces. The gentle scrape of her sponge against the silver brought to mind the laughter shared over dinner, the warm glow of conversation around the table. She could almost hear their voices, a collage of moments woven together like a tapestry, and in that moment, Clara understood that each dish she cleaned was a vessel for memories, a testament to love and togetherness. Time slipped away as she focused on the present, each action becoming a meditation. She discovered a new world within the movement of her hands, drawing breath and presence into the simplest of tasks. The water was warm, wrapping around her fingers like a hug, and the suds floated in billowy clouds alongside her thoughts. Both of them ephemeral, both of them beautiful in their transience. After a while, she paused, stepped back, and looked at the now gleaming dishes lined up on the counter like little soldiers, ready for the next meal. There was a stillness in the room, a sense of completion that filled her heart. As she reached for a dish towel, she felt its softness against her palm. She began to dry each dish, mindfully moving from one to the next, savoring the serenity that came with the simple act of closing the loop washing, rinsing, drying. In this moment, Clara realized the profound truth of her day, to find wonder and meaning in the ordinary. She could see how each moment was rich with possibility, how even the mundane could be sacred. Each breath became a whisper, a reminder that she was alive and present, here, in this very kitchen, this very life. As she hung the towel over the rack and turned off the tap, she felt a quiet joy unfurl within her, a calmness spreading through her body. Life, in its flow, feels less like a procession of tasks and more like a dance, each movement, elegant and free, each note a part of a greater song. With a soft smile touching her lips, Clara opened the door that led out to her garden. The world beyond this sanctuary of chores was alive with the sounds of chirping birds and the gentle rustle of leaves. She stepped outside, each footfall a gentle negotiation between her world and the earth beneath her toes. In this peaceful moment, still echoing with the warmth of her tasks, She let herself be reminded that the everyday holds beauty. The ordinary unfolds magic when one remains fully present. In the realm of mundane tasks, there lies an invitation to immerse oneself in the flow of existence, to blossom within each moment with eyes wide open. As Clara stood at the threshold of her garden, the gentle hum of the world encircled her, grounding her spirit and nurturing her soul. May you to find spaces like this a simple task, a quiet moment where mindfulness meets the heart, revealing the profound beauty of just being, of being here, now. Let each breath guide you back to the present, time and again, as you witness the wonder that unfolds in the whisper of the water, in the gentle dance of life itself. In the quiet moments just before dawn breaks, the world holds its breath, suspended between night and day. Close your eyes softly and breathe in the cool air of early morning, rich with the scent of dew-kissed grass and fresh earth. Allow your thoughts to settle like fallen leaves on a still pond, observing them without judgment as they drift by. With each breath, feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your being like the soft waves lapping at the shore. It is in this stillness, in the tender embrace of now, that the heart can open and the mind can quiet. Imagine a kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of the rising sun. The world outside is waking, but within this space, time feels fluid, almost suspended. You stand at the sink, hands submerged in warm, soapy water, surrounded by the gentle clinking of dishes. This mundane act, often overlooked, becomes a sanctuary of mindfulness. As you reach for the first plate, its cool surface contrasts with the warmth of the water. You can hear the subtle sound of the bubbles popping and the water flowing steadily. There is a rhythm here, a dance of sorts, as you lift the plate and bring it close to your face. Breathe in deeply. Can you smell the faint remnants of last night's meal? Perhaps a hint of garlic, a whisper of rosemary trapped in the ceramic. Feel the texture beneath your fingers, smooth yet slightly grainy, a reminder of the nourishment it once held. With each dish you wash, notice how the water glistens under the sunlight, transforming the everyday into a kaleidoscope of light. As you scrub, you can feel the warmth seep into your skin, a gentle embrace that massages your worries away. Your breaths become slow and deliberate, and each drop of water cascading down your arms brings with it a sense of release. What thoughts arise in this quiet moment? Perhaps a flicker of a worry about the day to come, or a memory dancing just outside your reach. Acknowledge them without diving in. Let them float like clouds in a vast blue sky. You're here now, with the dishes, cocooned in this sanctuary of soap and water. The rhythm of washing becomes meditative. The plate in your hands morphs from a mere object into an experienced vessel that once served food. Release it into the drying rack, and as it clinks against another, listen closely to the sound, a gentle affirmation that you are present, engaged in a simple yet profound task. The kitchen transforms into a canvas, painted with the bright colors of morning. Sunlight spills through the window, warming your back, a soft reminder of the world outside that continues to turn. Occasionally, a bird's song flutters into the room, a sweet prelude to life stirring beyond the glass. Can you hear the melody? It flits gracefully through the air, inviting you to connect with this moment. This act of creation, mindfully, you reach for another Disha mug. This time, its handle is cool to the touch, a comforting weight in your palm. You remember the warmth of the coffee it once held, the quiet moments spent cradling it in your hands. Focus on the tactile sensations, the shift of the material under the pressure of your fingers, the way the ceramic feels against your skin, smooth and reassuring. Now, close your eyes for just a moment, allowing your other senses to awaken. The sound of water swirling, the scent of soap, a combination of lavender and lemon, freshing like spring, and the faint buzz of the refrigerator humming softly in the background. Each element a note in the symphony of your morning, with each item you wash and place aside. Think of the people who have shared meals from these dishes, the stories that were woven into the fabric of their existence. Honor those connections without holding on to them too tightly. Just as the bubbles from the soap start to dissipate, so too do the moments and thoughts connected to this act, gentle ebb and flow. As you scrub the last dish, a simple fork, you feel an overwhelming sense of completion wash over you. The water is turning cooler now, as are the light and sounds of the outside world. With each pass, you release the remnants of yesterday. The fork shines under the light, much like your spirit feels after a practice of presence, polished and luminous. Standing in the aftermath of your task, the empty sink glimmers with promise. There is a stillness as you take a moment to simply stand still, to be. You feel the connection of your feet to the cool tile beneath you, the grounding sensation anchoring you firmly to this space. This moment, with a gentle inhalation, allow yourself to embrace gratitude, not just for the cleanliness of the dishes, but for the serenity of this process and the mindfulness that has unfolded. As you take one last deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs and the soft warmth of the sun enveloping you, know that this moment, this experience, will linger with you. The stillness you cultivated in washing the dishes carries on a hidden oasis within the fabric of your busy life. You can return to this stillness, this mindfulness, anytime you need, allowing the world to unfold in its own rhythm while you find your center in the quiet heart of your experience. In this moment, as the world slows its frantic pulse, let us gently close our eyes and feel the breath flowing in and out like the tide embracing the shore. Picture a quiet kitchen, a sanctuary woven with memories, bathed in the soft glow of morning light. The gentle hum of the world outside is a reminder of life unfolding. Yet here, in this space, there is an invitation to be still. Imagine the sensations of warmth against your skin, the way the air carries the scent of fresh coffee mingled with the crispness of dawn. Allow yourself to settle into the present, free from the weight of the past and the worry of what may come. Just to be here, now, in this small, sunlit kitchen. The day is just beginning, and the dishes lie waiting in the sink, a quiet congregation of plates, glasses, and silverware, each a testament to shared meals and laughter. The water is cool to the touch as it flows from the faucet, a gentle cascade that invites a moment of contemplation. As the sound of the rushing water fills the air, there is a soothing rhythmic heartbeat within the home. With a soft smile, you step closer, allowing yourself to be enveloped by the sensation of cool porcelain, at the weight of the sponge resting comfortably in your palm. This simple tool, with its worn edges, cradles a world of stories. You dip it into the flowing water, watching as it absorbs and transforms, changing from dry to saturated, ready to begin its work. As you press the sponge against the first plate, a round canvas of memories, you notice the softness of the surface, the smoothness that greets you as the sponge glides effortlessly. A gentle pressure, a slight circular motion, reveals remnants of last night's dinner, the echoes of conversations lingering in the air. You watch the suds rise, tiny bubbles dancing and playing, catching the light as if performing a delicate ballet in this dance of water and light. You breathe in the scent of the soap, a subtle fragrance, clean and crisp. There's a quiet pleasure in the act, an unhurried transition from one moment to the next. As you rinse the plate under the warm water, droplets cascade like tiny jewels, falling away effortlessly, much like thoughts that float into awareness before drifting away. You find yourself immersed in this operation, each dish a new beginning. the clink of glass against glass, the gentle swish of water, the fading sound of the outside world. These sounds weave a tapestry of presence. In this simple task, you feel the weight of your feet on the cool floor, the steady ground beneath you, anchoring you in this slice of time. The world outside may still spin hurriedly. It's the chaos of life carrying on. But here, each motion becomes a meditation. You feel the warmth of the water seep through your fingers, the way it envelops and embraces. There is a simplicity in washing dishes, as if each plate is inviting you to reflect on the moment, to be present with it, without judgment or expectation. As you move from plate to bowl, you catch glimpses of your own thoughts. They swirl like the steam rising from the basin, sometimes heavy with worry, sometimes light and fleeting. You notice how they come and go, like the bubbles that rise and pop. There's a release in observing them without trying to control or grasp them. Just as the washed plates surrender to the water's current, you pause, allowing the sensation of the water to fill your senses, your breath deepening as you soak in this connection. Every scoop of soapy suds becomes an offering, every rinse an act of gentle kindness to the self. You are reminded that life, too, is about the ebb and flow, the cycles of cleansing and renewal. In the rhythm of your work, you notice a small window, the light spilling in like golden honey, illuminating the dust motes, dancing lazily through the air. They shimmer softly, a reminder of the beauty found in the ordinary, in the overlooked moments. With each wood grain of the table beneath your elbow, with each glistening stainless steel fork, there lies an unspoken story waiting to be acknowledged. The fabric of your mind begins to weave together with your body's movements. You feel the tension in your shoulders start to dissolve as you wash, rinse, and stack. The cycle repeats, yet each movement draws you deeper into connection, into presence. You listen to the faint hum of life, outside birds chirping, a distant car engine, laughter from a neighbor's home, each sound a thread in the tapestry of your experience. Then, slowly, amidst the quiet symphony of plates and water, a thought arises, a smile curling at the corners of your mouth as you recognize the beauty of impermanence. Just as the bubbles rise and pop, so to do the frustrations and concerns of yesterday dissolve into the present moment. Each plate wiped clean reflects a fresh start, an opportunity to embrace what lies ahead. With this gentle insight, you take a breath longer and deeper, allowing it to fill your belly and chest, grounding you further into the space of the unfolding. Now, time seems to stretch and bend within the rhythm of your task, an invitation to simply be without urgency, absorbed in the harmony of doing something as mundane as washing dishes. The last dish, a solitary mug holding the warmth of last night's tea, glows with familiarity. You take a moment to smile at its shape, the way it, too, holds stories shared over quiet moments and late-night conversations. Cradling it tenderly in your hands, you feel gratitude swell, grateful for the rituals of life that nurture connection, and for this pause to simply exist. As you stack the final dish, a wave of stillness washes over you. The sink is empty now, the remnants of yesterday washed away, leaving a sense of clarity that resonates through your body and mind. You glance around the kitchen, everything polished, shining softly in the morning light, a reflection of your own internal landscape. In the lingering warmth of the moment, you come to rest in the understanding that, like the water that flowed freely through your fingers, life too is a continual unfolding. Here, in the quiet and simplicity of the everyday, there exists an eternal rhythm, a reminder to wash away the distractions and immerse fully in the precious gift of the present. As you take a final breath, savoring the stillness, let it carry you forward, grounded in peace, ready to embrace what this day may bring. In this moment, as you sit and breathe. Take a gentle pause to feel the stillness around you. As the world hums softly, a background melody in the dance of life, where what matters most is here, in the now. This breath you take can be an anchor, drawing you deeper into the present, opening your senses to the subtle symphony that surrounds you. Allow the thoughts that flutter in your mind to drift like leaves on a stream, gently releasing the weight of the day. Let this moment cradle you, inviting you into a space where time slows and awareness blooms. Once upon a time, in a humble kitchen filled with the warm, golden light of early evening, there stood a sink overflowing with dishes. Each plate and cup carried the history of shared meals, laughter, and the simple joy of nourishment. They sat there, nestled together in a pile, awaiting their turn to be cleansed. The air was thick with the lingering aroma of garlic and rosemary, remnants of a home-cooked dinner that had transformed food into an experience, a gathering of love. As she approached the sink, a woman named Clara took a breath, inhaling the mixed fragrances of her culinary symphony. The sink sparkled beneath the fading light, water glistening like diamonds on the surface. Clara rolled up her sleeves, allowing the cool touch of the ceramic to connect her to the moment, this simple act that brought her back to herself. She turned on the tap, and the water gushed forth, filling the basin as the sound unfolded like whispers of a distant stream. The warmth of the water enveloped her hands, soft and inviting. She felt the sensation spread, a gentle warmth that moved up her arms until it settled in her heart. Here, in this everyday ritual, Clara found a stillness that echoed within her. Each dish began to emerge from the pile, a silent invitation to engage with the present. As she picked up the first plate, she marveled at its smooth surface, tracing her fingers along its rim. Tiny droplets of water cascaded down, creating a melody of their own, rhythmically splashing as they met the surface of the sink. She felt her breath deepen, each inhalation intertwining with the sound of water, a reminder that life flows, just like this moment, with the sponge in hand. She applied a gentle pressure as if she were giving the plate a soft massage. A foam bubbled and danced, creating frothy clouds that whispered promises of cleanliness. She watched as the bubbles formed, their tiny shapes rolling and colliding, a playful reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. As she scrubbed, the world around her faded, and in that sweet simplicity, she could taste presence. Her thoughts drifted like feathers on the wind. What delightful conversations had taken place over the meals served on this plate? What dreams had been shared? What stories woven into the fabric of family? The stroke of her sponge became a gesture of gratitude and thankfulness for the sustenance that had nourished not just her body, but her spirit. When the plate was finally rinsed, the water sparkled as it cascaded off the porcelain, and Clara felt a lightness within. She placed the dish in the drying rack with care, each movement deliberate, a dance of intention that filled the room with serene energy. Next came the mugs, their ceramic sides cooled against her fingertips, each holding echoes of morning rituals and whispered good nights, a testament to the everyday moments that stitched together the tapestry of her life. As Clara continued, her mind flowed like the water from the tap, thoughts emerging and receding, but never lingering long enough to create weight. And awareness blossomed. It was not just about cleaning up after a meal, but about honoring the acts of daily living, the warmth of connection, the flavors of existence melting together in harmony outside. Dusk wrapped its arms around the neighborhood, and the last bits of sunlight surrendered to the encroaching night. The sounds of the world slightly muffled. A distant hum of crickets began to play their nightly symphony. The room was now filled with the aroma of the Gritange ritual, a sanctuary of solace where life unfolded in its simplest form. Clara's breath deepened once more, savoring the calm that filled her heart. She realized with each dish she washed, she was also washing away the busyness of her thoughts, the anxieties that sometimes threatened to cloud her spirit. The water carried away the remnants of worries, rinsing off the intensity of the day, leaving behind only peace of raw, unfiltered appreciation for what was. With the last item, a cherished bowl, gifted by her grandmother, Clara paused. She held it in her hands, feeling the weight of memory and love. Her heart swelled with a profound stillness, an acknowledgement of all that had come before and all that was yet to be. With each movement, she crafted a moment of completion, the final bubbles trailing off, but leaving a reminder of connection, of heritage, of love. As she set the bowl in its place, Clara stepped back, surveying her work. The kitchen, once cluttered and tumultuous, now gleamed with the quiet grace of order. There was beauty in the simplicity of the space, a reflection of her own interior world, which now felt clear and spacious in that tender silence. She allowed herself to simply be a woman in a kitchen, a soul cradled in the arms of everydayness, where mindfulness entwined with the act of caring for her home. As Clara took one last look around the kitchen, she felt a gentle unease release its grip on her heart. Life, she realized, was not merely about grand moments or far-off destinations. It was woven into the texture of each breath, each dish scrubbed, and each heartbeat resonating in stillness. In this embrace of presence, she found not just the fulfillment of a task, but a quiet appreciation for being alive, for the gift of awareness and the beauty of letting go. And so, she stepped away from the sink, carrying the simplicity of that moment within her, a soft reminder that every act is a journey, and each journey leads us home. In a world that often rushes past, where moments slip through our fingers like water, take a deep breath. Allow your body to settle into a quiet space. Perhaps the chair you sit on or the ground beneath your feet. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, as steady and comforting as the rhythm of waves lapping against the shore. With each inhale, invite in the essence of the present moment. With each exhale, let go of the weight of thoughts that clamor for your attention. Here, in this tender space of awareness, you are invited to simply be in a modest kitchen. Sunbeams trickle through the window, painting flickering golden patterns upon the tiled floor. The porcelain sink, a humble receptacle, sits waiting, its basin filled with a warm, soapy embrace. Its ordinary moment pulses with possibility as you approach. Your feet whisper against the cool tiles, grounding themselves in the tangible world. You pause for a heartbeat, noticing the scent of citrus from the dish soap, a bright note in the air. With each step closer, the sound of water fills your ears, a gentle susurration that mingles with the faint hum of the world beyond the kitchen. A bird calls out simple, clarinet. You let its song wrap around you like a warm blanket. You fill the sink with a cascade of water. Feeling its warmth, embrace your hands. Each droplet glimmers like a tiny star momentarily caught in your palm, radiant before disappearing into the liquid depths. As you pick up the first dish, a plate adorned with the remnants of yesterday's meal, you can feel its smooth surface cool against your fingertips. Aware of its weight, you think of the meal it brought to life, a moment shared, a time of nourishment and connection. The sponge glides across the plate, an exploration as it dances between the ridges and grooves, as if it, too, is savoring each dip and rise. With every gentle stroke, you can feel the residue of dinner dissipate into the warm water, swirls of foam rising and enveloping remnants of the past. Here in this ritual, every movement becomes an act of remembrance, an opportunity to let go. The warm water splashes gently against your skin, a delightful reminder that you are alive, human, holding something tangible. You bring the plate close to your face, inhaling the sweet, soapy scent as it rises like steam from a kettle. This is not merely a chore, it is an invitation to notice the present as the plate slips from your fingers, connects with the other clean dishes, a soft clink echoing in the stillness, a reminder of companionship even in the mundanity of chores. You let your mind wander to the friendships fostered around tables laden with meals, laughter, and joy, their essence lingering like the aroma of spices that once wafted through the air. You let the memory fade, returning your awareness to the tasks at hand, the next dish, the light glimmering off its surface, reflecting the world around you. As the sponge glides, you can feel your heartbeat adapt to the rhythm of the water's embrace. It pulsates softly, a reminder of the life coursing within you as you allow yourself to simply be, without judgment or hurry. The sink, full of bubbles and the soft murmur of water, seems to cradle your hands and the dishes alike. Each item holds its own story, its own journey. A mug, chipped at the rim, reminds you of warm mornings with coffee and quiet reflection. A fork, one among many, recalls gatherings of family, the laughter shared, the words exchanged each flick of the fork against a plate, a sentence of belonging, of sustenance. As you wash, you notice how thoughts drift in and out, some tethered to the past, others reaching into the future. Acknowledge them gently, like clouds swirling across a clear sky, allowing them to be without grasping or resisting. With each breath, you create space of release, a gentle letting go. Like fallen leaves dancing on the wind, you can hear the soft trickle of water draining from the sink, the sound mingling with the quietude of your thoughts in imperfect harmony, beautiful in its fleeting nature. Each sound becomes a meditation, each pause filled with grace. Your hands, wet and soapy, find their way to the next Disha delicate glass that catches the sun, refracting light into a rainbow of colors. Holding it for a moment, you marvel at its fragility, at how it holds air and light, allowing them to dance and play within its confines. As you wash it, the bubble-laden water cascades around the rim, creating a soft halo. Here lies an embodiment of life in its simplest form, a container for joy, sorrow, and everything in between. You feel gratitude for this glass, for its purpose, for the moments spent drinking water, tea, or wine from it. Each sip a reminder of the nourishment that life continuously offers. The room feels suspended in time. The outside world fades, its noise muffled like whispers in a dream. Within this sacred space, you breathe deeply, inhaling the scent of the soapy water, exhaling the remnants of distraction. Your hands move instinctively, a gentle choreography, the rhythm of the everyday becoming a dance of presence. With the last dish washed, you pause. The sink sways gently with the remnants of bubbles, reflecting a myriad of colors as light plays across the surface. You take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this mundane act, the transformation that occurs when one steps fully into the present. You notice how the air cools slightly, a whisper of breeze from the open window ruffling the curtains, beckoning you to pause and reflect. You can feel the rhythm of your breath, once more a cycle of in and out, a constant reminder of your existence. As you dry your hands on the soft towel, you absorb this moment of stillness, where time does not press, and the day simply is. The kitchen, with its gentle curves and familiar angles, becomes a sanctuary. Here, amid the sounds of the world outside, you remember what it means to be, to serve, to share. You step back and look at the clean dishes gleaming softly in the light, a tableau of the simple, the ordinary. There is nothing to chase. After here, nothing to perform. It's just a warm, nurturing embrace of presence in the gentle unfolding of this everyday moment. You find an oasis of stillness 7 in the act of washing dishes. Life reveals its profound beauty. Each task, each breath, each heartbeat becomes an invitation to embrace the now, to cherish the ordinary, and to acknowledge the exquisite tapestry woven by our daily lives. As you carry this awareness with you, may it linger like the soft light of day, illuminating the path, grounding you in peace, even amidst life's flow. In the quiet of your day, take a moment to pause. Allow yourself to settle into the gentle rhythm of your breath. Feeling each inhalation fill you with a sense of calm, and each exhalation release the tightness of the world around you. As you close your eyes, gently, let the stillness envelop you like a soft blanket. Notice the sensations in your body, the softness of your clothes against your skin, the gentle weight of your feet on the ground. Begin to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart, to the symphony of the present moment. Picture a kitchen, sunlight spilling softly through the window, casting warm, golden patterns on the tiled floor. There's a dish to be washed, a simple, unremarkable task, yet within its simplicity lies an ocean of experience waiting to be explored. You stand before the sink, the plates waiting remnants of a shared meal glistening like stories half told. The smell of soap, fresh and light, mingles with the faintest hint of rosemary from last night's dinner, filling the space with a tender familiarity. The water runs first, cool, then warming. The gentle cascade, a reminder of nature's flowing presence. As you plunge your hands into the basin, feel the water envelop your skin, each droplet a tiny planet, swirling through the vast universe of your thoughts. The temperature shifts, the heat creeping through your fingers, reminding you of the present, anchoring you in the delightful now. The bubbles rise and pop, little bursts of joy in the quiet, a reminder that even the mundane carries the potential for wonder. You pick up a plate, its surface still glistening with remnants, a tapestry of flavors woven into its creation. As you scrub, allow your thoughts to drift like autumn leaves carried on the wind. Every swipe of a sponge reveals not just the plate's surface, but also the layers of your experience, the laughter shared, the conversations that flowed like the river beyond the hills. In this moment, your mind might wander to the past, a fleeting memory of a joyful dinner with friends, soft laughter echoing in the corners of your heart, or perhaps a worry of tomorrow creeping in like shadows at dusk. Acknowledge these thoughts as passing clouds in the sky of your mind, momentary, yet always returning to the spacious blue that lies beyond. Feel the rhythm of your breath as the water continues to swirl, rising and falling like the gentle cadence of waves on a tranquil shore. You rinse the plate, watching the water run off, glistening like starlight captured in a fleeting moment. Each drop carries away not just the grime, but the weight of expectations, the anxiety of what awaits beyond these four walls. Your hands move methodically, each scrape of the sponge a note in the symphony of the kitchen. You are a conductor of this delicate orchestra, the soft sound of water a backdrop to the more intricate notes of your thoughts. The flick of your wrist sends a cascade of bubbles dancing toward the sky, joyfully floating like dreams set free. There is no rush here, no demand for perfection. Lie the gentle unfolding of time, like the gradual blossoming of a flower eager to greet the dawn. In this sacred space, allow yourself to sink into the now, to become the very essence of the act itself. Each plate washed is a moment lived fully, a testament to the beauty of the ordinary. As you stack the clean plates, feel the satisfying weight of your work, of your presence. This is more than a chore, it's a celebration of sustenance, a reverence for nourishment. Appreciate the connections, the groundedness of familiarity, of love encapsulated in every dish. The table set, the family gathered, the simple act of sharing that nourishes not just the body, but the spirit. As your hands dry, the crispness of the towel grounding you, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes once more and listen. The world hums softly around you, the distant chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves outside, perhaps the faint sound of laughter drifting from another room. There is a symphony of life, a rich tapestry, woven with the threads of existence. Let the warmth of presence fill you as you move through this kitchen, this sanctum of soul. Notice the walls that cradle you, the air that wraps around you like an embrace, and the light pouring in from the outside world, each beam a reminder of how connected you are to all that exists. With every breath, barrenness fades, leaving only the essence of being here now. There is no striving, no need to be anywhere other than this moment, just the whisper of water, the serene embrace of simplicity. As you step back from the sink, carry with you the quiet knowledge that life unfolds in these moments of washing, of caring, of being. In every task lies the potential for awakening, for noticing the divine in the mundane. And as you return to your day, let the whispers of water remind you of the stillness you can find in the flow of life, a gentle current that carries you through the waves of existence back to the shores of your heart. In this moment, take a breath. Allow the gentle rise and fall of your chest to anchor you, bringing you home to the present. Feel the air moving, cool and sweet, as it enters and leaves your body. Let your thoughts drift like leaves upon a stream, coming and going without attachment. 'Tis be here, where time is soft and the heartbeat of the world holds a quiet rhythm. Brace this stillness, for in it lies the path to wisdom wrapped in the fabric of your daily life. It was a late afternoon, the sun casting golden rays through the kitchen window, painting everything it touched in a soft, warm hue. The light shimmered on the surface of the sink, which was filled with dishes, plates, cups, utensils, awaiting their transformation from such mundane messes into sparkling reflections of order. Each piece seemed to whisper stories of meals. Shared laughter echoed in moments gathered around the table as she stood before the dishes, her hands submerged in the cool water. She could feel the weight of the day releasing its grip. The warm breeze floated in through the open window, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming jasmine from the garden outside. With the gentle rustling of leaves against the porch, there was a quiet invitation to immerse herself in this simple act. One by one, she lifted each dish, the delicate porcelain, cool to the touch. There was comfort in the familiarity of it all. A rhythm established in the routine of dance of water and light, a choreography of care. As she cupped a lopsided ceramic cup in her hands, memories stirred. She recalled the laughter of friends over steaming tea, the stories told, and the bonds forged over these simple vessels. There was a sense of gratitude that welled up within her. She could feel the energy of those moments still echoing in the very fabric of the cup. She began to scrub gently, the soft sounds of the water softly splashing against the porcelain, filling the air like a gentle applause. The faint scratch of the sponge gliding along the surface echoed in time with her breath, a symphony of presence. Here, in this sanctuary of the heart, known as her kitchen, she found a surrounding stillness that wrapped around her like a warm blanket. As the suds bubbled around her fingertips, each cycle of her motion felt intentional and alive. She paused, feeling the water's coolness lingering against her skin, taking a moment to simply observe. She could see the sunlight reflecting off the surface of the water, each bubble refracting tiny rainbows, sparkling with such vibrance. It captured her attention in this act of washing with every stroke on the plate. She invited an awareness not just of the chore before her, but of the fabric of life that unspooled as she breathed in the present moment. There was no rush, no urgency, merely the endless unfolding of now, where joy mingled with simplicity. As her hand moved with intention, a thought flickered to the forefront of her mind. How often do we rush through life, pushing past the moment, in search of what lies ahead? Each dish here was a reminder that life, too, is about the intricate details, the way the sun dapples through leaves, the laughter that dances in the air, the warmth of a shared smile. Each was a part of something larger, more expansive than mere tasks. The sink began to fill with the remnants of her efforts, the water swirling with a gentle presence around the dishes, now gleaming in the midday sun. She marveled at the transformation, the rhythms of her scrubbing and rinsing, mirroring the ebb and flow of life itself, continuous cycle of giving and receiving, cleaning and soiling, where each moment could be cherished for its inherent beauty. She took a deep breath, the coolness of the air filling her lungs, a soothing balm against the chaos that often found its way into her thoughts. Allowing her gaze to drift to the window, her eyes took in the flutter of bird wings and the gentle sway of flowers outside, a testament to the beauty of existence. And then there came a sound, so soft it could easily have been missed, a single drop of water falling from the edge of a plate, landing with a delicate plink into the basin below. It resonated with a harmony that felt profound, echoing within her spirit. There was something magical about that singular drop, a presence, an acknowledgement of life's very essence, that small yet important moment of realization that everything flows, that everything connects. In this mindful act, she found a treasure hidden beneath the surface tension of busyness. There was peace in the rhythm of her routine, a gentle heartbeat echoing through the day, affirming the beauty of the mundane. It brought forth an understanding that each act, no matter how trivial, held within it a moment of grace waiting to be unveiled, with each dish now washed, dried, and stacked neatly on the side. She felt a sense of completion wash over her. The kitchen, once cluttered, now breathed a sigh of relief. And so did she. There was a softness to her heart, an ease that settled within a reminder that presence begets peace. She gazed upon the tidy countertop, reflecting the sun's light like a mirrored surface. In that brief second, as her breath slowed and her spirit quieted, she understood a profound truth. Life was not about the rush to the finish line or the completion of tasks. It was found instead in the quiet dance of water, light, and being. And so, as you carry the day forward, remember the quiet moments. Whether washing dishes, waiting in traffic, or simply existing, there is beauty nestled within the ordinary. Allow yourself to find that stillness amidst the whirlwind. High in the depths of presence, we discover not just the chores of life, but the gentle unfolding of joy that resides within each moment. Embrace it and let it guide you home, always returning to the peaceful embrace of now. Imagine, for a moment, the gentle sigh of the world as you close your eyes, softly inhaling the air that wraps around you like a warm blanket. Each breath is a tiny wave, rising and falling in the ocean of your being. Allow this moment to cradle you, welcoming thoughts as they drift by like leaves on a serene river, observing them without a need to grasp or push away. As you settle into stillness, let the weight of the day soften and prepare to embrace a simple, ordinary experience, the art of washing dishes in the quiet heart of a modest kitchen. Light pours through a window like liquid gold, casting warm fingers upon a sink that holds yesterday's remnants. You stand before it, a collection of plates and cups gathered as if they were softly beckoning you to attend to them, to invite your presence into the rhythm of their cleansing. As you reach for the first plate, the smooth ceramic is cool against your palm, a welcome sensation grounding you in that moment. The world fades, and in its place, there is only you and this dish, this fleeting heartbeat of existence. With each drop of water that the faucet releases, a gentle symphony begins, a melody of splashes and trickles that fills the air. Soothing and serene, let the water run ever so slowly. Listen, hear how it dances against the sink. Each droplet a note in a lullaby only you can hear. The sound reverberates around you, calming every thought into stillness. With the sponge in hand, you invite the bubbles, watching as they swell and burst, rising like tiny clouds to the surface. Each one a promise of renewal, the scent of soap, mingles with the warmth of the sunbeam striking the counter, a fragrant reminder of home, of care, of nurturing the ordinary. You immerse the sponge in the water, feeling it absorb the essence of its purpose, becoming one with the task at hand. As you begin to scrub, allow your hands to glide over the surface of the plate with gentle intention. There is a gracefulness to this motion, a gentle dance. Feel the circular movement, a soft rhythm that mirrors the turning of the seasons outside. As the warmth of the water seeps into your fingers, and you can feel the tension dissolving with each stroke. You are here, fully present, a simple act becoming a profound meditation. Glancing out the window, catch a glimpse of the world outside a tree swaying lightly. Leaves shimmering in the breeze, a reminder of the life that buzzes around you, oblivious to your slow, cleansing ritual. In this moment, you are unhurried, flowing with the rhythm of the everyday. As the plates begin to stack neatly beside you, a sense of accomplishment stirs within. One by one, each dish becomes a canvas that reflects your attention, your mindfulness, like a mirror reflecting your heart. You pause to notice the droplets that cling to the edges, sparkling in the lighted, delicate moment that exists because you have chosen to be here, fully alive. The clatter of a fork against the countertop brings you back to your sensations. You reach for it, noticing its weight, the coolness of the metal cold against your fingertips. Turning it over, you observe its gleam, a small artifact of the meal shared, the story spoken. How often do we forget to acknowledge these simple tools that navigate our lives? As you place it into the warm water, you feel a quiet appreciation for the life that is unfolded around this utensil, the laughter, the conversations, the love. Each piece tells a tale, a reminder that every existence has its own story, woven through connections that hold meaning. You wash with a soft intention, allowing the warmth of the water to carry away the day's residue, not just from the fork, but from the mind as well. The sounds of the kitchen are a delicate tapestry. The faucet's bubbling chorus harmonizes with the distant hum of life outside, perhaps a neighbor's laughter, the faint whistle of a kettle, or the rustling of leaves against the breeze, all melding into a sanctuary of sound that envelops you in its embrace. You become part of this symphony, and in this shared existence, there is peace, as the last pieces are rinsed and dried. You take a moment to reflect on the clarity that has emerged. In this simplicity, you find yourself. You have carved out space for breathing, for noticing, for simply being. The kitchen feels transformed, a sacred space where the mundane becomes extraordinary through the lens of your attention. With a final touch, carefully set the last dish upon the drying rack. In doing so, you realize that the heat of the moment lingers long after its completion. The act of washing has unveiled a deeper understanding of presence, a mindfulness that transcends time and place. You stand a little taller, feeling the weight of clarity and calmness envelop you, a soft embrace from the world as you turn to leave the kitchen. The sun continues its gentle descent, casting long shadows that stretch across the floor with a sense of grace. With a newfound appreciation for the ordinary, you take one last glance at the dishes, now clean and gleaming, a testament to the beauty that resides in the act of attentiveness and care. In the quiet aftermath of this simple journey, allow a moment to settle. Each breath carries the echoes of mindfulness, a reminder that even in the most routine of tasks, there lies an opportunity for connection, clarity, and presence. Let this awareness linger like the gentle ebb of water, embracing the stillness, and carry it with you, the whisper of this moment, etched in the landscape of your heart. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to take a deep breath, slowly inhaling through your nose, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, then gently releasing it through your mouth. Notice the weight of your body, perhaps against a chair, or the ground beneath your feet. The world outside may be bustling, yet here, in this sacred moment, You are invited to simply be. Your thoughts may flit like the wings of a bird. Serve them without clinging, without judgment. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable, okay? And let the warmth of your breath become your anchor, drawing you gently into the present. Together, let us journey into a story, an ordinary experience imbued with extraordinary presence. It was autumn in the small town of Willow Creek. Panned, the golden light of early afternoon cascaded through the branches of the oak trees, casting dapples of warm color onto the sidewalk. Philip, a middle-aged man with a gentle demeanor, found himself wandering through the park, enveloped in the stillness that only a cool autumn day could bring. Leaves rustled above, a soft whispering of nature, drawing him deeper into its aid. Embraced with each step, Philip felt the crunch of fallen leaves underfoot, tender whispers of rustling life that had known the seasons before. He paused, his attention drawn to a single leaf, bright crimson against the muted browns and golds that surrounded it. It hung precariously at the edge of a branch, fluttering delicately, caught in a dance with the wind. The world fell away, the bustling streets, the hum of distant cars. All that remained was this moment and a leaf. A testament to impermanence. As he watched, he noticed how the leaf swayed effortlessly, surrendering to the gentleness of the breeze. Philip inhaled, filling his lungs with the crisp air that smelled of earth and change. And as he exhaled, he felt a subtle tenderness toward the leaf's journey. In its own way, the leaf was no different than he, clinging lightly to the branch, a momentary fixture in an ever-changing world. Time slipped away as he simply stood there, the sun warming his back, the wind brushing against his cheeks like a lover's caress. Thoughts drifted in and out: what he had for breakfast, the emails he ought to answer yet. They were like shadows dancing on the periphery of his mind. He welcomed them with curiosity, nodding to their existence without judgment, inviting the spaciousness in the here and now. A gentle flutter disturbed the tranquil air. The leaf, once so firmly attached, quivered and finally let go, spiraling gracefully downward. Philip marveled at its descent, a slow, unhurried journey, never rushing, never fearing the fall. Twirled and glided, caught in the currents of the air, embodying poise and grace. Philip followed its flight with rapt attention, wondering at the freedom it represented as the leaf landed softly on the ground. A soft sigh escaped his lips, a release of something he hadn't known he was holding. The ground welcomed the leaf, a bed of brown earth and vibrant colors that surrounded it, as if to say, "You are home now." In this moment, Philip felt the recognition of loss and arrival, a poignant reminder that every ending is, in its own way, a beginning. With his senses fully alive, he turned his head and listened to the laughter of children playing nearby, their joy echoing across the park. The high-pitched squeals mingled with the rustle of more leaves overhead, creating a symphony of life, a celebration of existence. Filled with warmth, he took another deep breath, feeling the rhythm of life pulse through him. This was the essence of being, he realized, the bliss found within the simple act of witnessing, no need to chase after dreams or solidify moments. Everything was here, alive, interconnected. He allowed himself a small smile of gratitude for the leaves, the children, the cool breeze that whispered tales of moments past. He found a bench, its surface worn with time, yet sturdy and inviting. Sitting down, he closed his eyes again, allowing the sensations to wash over him. The sun was warm on his face. He could feel the earth solid beneath him, anchoring him in the present. And, as he sat in stillness, new thoughts emerged, the conversations he had been avoiding, the connections longing to be rekindled. He met them softly, like old friends, acknowledging their presence without judgment, with the sounds of playful laughter dancing in his ears, and the vivid tapestry of fallen leaves surrounding him. Philip began to let go not just of thoughts, but of the weight of expectation he had carried. He was free here, in this moment, a leaf upon the breath of the wind, as the afternoon sun began to dip lower in the sky. Soft shadows stretching across the ground, he felt an urge to rise. He took one last gaze at the crimson leaf, which now lay among its golden companions, a part of the collective beauty of the earth. In its stillness, he found a reflection of his own heart, a gentle reminder of his place in the tapestry of life. He stood, feeling the warmth linger in his body, and walked back through the park, each step a meditation, each breath a reminder of the present moment. The world buzzed around him, but within his heart there resided a newfound serenity, a quiet understanding that life would continue to unfold in unexpected ways. In the quiet aftermath of this experience, Philip carried with him a piece of the autumn's song, a tender reminder that in every moment there exists both departure and arrival. The act of simply being rooted like the trees and light as the leaves invited to calm into the chaos of life. And as he returned to his daily rhythms, his heart whispered a simple truth. There is peace in embracing the flow, in surrendering to the gentle currents of existence. Each breath, each moment, a chance to reconnect with the stillness that resides within.